Offense facing a quarterback of Jaden Daniels' caliber, that they got that run game that provides a bunch of different looks for you guys. Break down how hard it was for you guys to game plan against this offense.
Yeah, the quarterback is amazing. He's talented, and just like the quarterback runs, make sure we had to keep our eyes right. A lot of motions, a lot of gadgets, a lot of over routes and things like that. We just had to play our type of defense and keep our eyes clean. So that's what we did.
Last question for you. Talk about a win of this magnitude on a big stage, Monday Night Football. What did this win do to your confidence as a team?
The confidence goes up. That's another win on the road, especially we came back. We got the ball back for the offense, and the offense finished it, and then we made a field goal. So that's an amazing win. Again, a great team win.
Go celebrate this victory with your teammates. Thanks for your time.
All right, thank you, J-Mac. Jaquan Brisker with an interception tonight, and the Bears get the win. Like he said, 25-24 again, like in Vegas. That's what happened. Third game-winning drive for Caleb, back-to-back weeks, as a matter of fact. And now time for our Benny's Beverage Depot Toast of the Game, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot, official champagne provider of Chicago Bears radio. If you can't find it at Benny's.
It's probably not worth drinking.
Second most yards from scrimmage by a Bear running back against Washington in their history. DeAndre Swift with 175. Peyton had 177. That would be the great Walter Payton in 1980. Swift, 16 touches, 175 yards from scrimmage. That's 10.9 per touch, Tommy. Outstanding stuff. Today's Toast of the Game, presented by Benny's Beverage Depot, official champagne provider of Chicago Bears radio. And if you can't find it at Benny's,
it's probably not worth drinking.
How about that DeAndre Swift?
I think it was a brilliantly called game and prepared for by both the offense and defensive coordinator, special teams as well, but there were just more snaps on offense and defense, and they had these guys prepared mentally and physically, and they went out there and they performed to the very end. And like I said, it's our version of the Hail Mary. And like you said, fade to Moody.
Fade to Moody. It could have been Moody Blues.
It's not, though. I'm not even. I didn't want to.
When I asked you earlier, was that Moody Blues? Remember that song?
Yeah, no, it was Deep Purple.
Oh, Deep Purple. Okay. No moodiness. All thrills on this one. Bears fans should be happy sitting at home, or if you're here, coming out to the nation's capital for this Monday night matchup. It's a mighty important one in the NFC. They count a little more. You never know what happens at the end of the season and playoff contention and how things look. But the Bears now on national TV got the nation's attention in this manner tonight. The come-from-behind win after beating Washington a 13-0 lead. They fought in there and they stayed in there and took the win. That's the final. We'll have more after this break on the Bears Radio Network.
The Chicago Bears Radio Network is brought to you in part by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, Miller Lite, the Advantage Dealer Group, and Dr. Pepper. This is Bears football on the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Wallner Law helped me get the compensation that I deserve.
Wallner Law helped me get back on my feet.
Thanks to Wallner Law, I'm at a better place today.
Wallner Law cares for you. We're compassionate. We're empathetic to your situation. And I promise you, I will get you more money than any other law firm in the city of Chicago. That is my promise to you. Hire us, win with us, be successful with us. Call us at Wallner Law, 312-8-million.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. It's bold, it's original, it's the best 23 flavors in football. So whether you're cheering in the stadium, tailgating in the lot, or yelling from afar, make sure you've got Dr. Pepper in hand. Go Bears, and drink up. It's a pepper thing.
Craving a traditional Mexican meal, a refreshing margarita or horchata? If so, stop by Hacienda Cócula in the city of Countryside. a family-owned Mexican restaurant that's been in the industry for over 45 years. Perfect for a quick bite, family dinner, or carry out for those days you want to stay in. Hacienda Cocula also offers catering packages, which could be great for their next event. Hacienda Cocula is excited to welcome you to our home away from home.
Hear the playmakers and the coaches first. Post-game is next. ESPN Chicago.
Another dramatic win by the Bears. Identical score from week 4. 25-24 the win in Washington on Jake Moody's fourth field goal. The game winner traveled the distance, and it was 38 yards of pure joy in the mist of Landover, Maryland. Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer. We'll hear from J. Mack with Caleb a little bit later on, and shortly with Ben Johnson. As you digest all this, what are you thinking?
I just think, the Bears took advantage of a bye week, and they, as you want to set it reset or review or whatever you did, and you were able to understand what you needed to be at this stage to be a better football team. And they talked a lot about running the ball, and they talked a lot about DeAndre Swift and Monangai and Roshan Johnson. They were able to use them all, and they were able to stay in the game because of the running game. But when they needed to win the game, that's when the running game was at its most important and its most valuable. So what I like is the fact that, you're always looking ahead positively. Ben is not a look behind you or, prepare with suspicion. It's just how do you make this thing better, and they were able to prove it tonight that they were able to accomplish that during the bye week. But, this is something that's going to be able to – you're not going to have 24 hours of luxury. This is going to be a 12-hour – it took us an hour and 22 minutes to fly here. It's going to be a 5-hour enjoyment, and then you get ready for New Orleans.
Yep.
So you're not going to be able to dwell on this long, but you're going to certainly be able to appreciate it for the next 7 or 8 hours.
6 guys ran the ball for 145. 8 guys caught the ball 17 times on targets that led to 252 yards. Swift, the most scrimmage yards, 175. Or second most or most? Second most in his career, 181 against Minnesota in 23 while he was with Philadelphia. But he's a story, and certainly Jake Moody is a story.
Yeah, of course, because they ask you to get on a plane, fly over here, and, before the game, you're going to be active and you're going to be the kicker. And he was able to come in here and fulfill a need and a role immediately and do it successfully. And you never know where it's going to go from here, but I think every kicker, when they're giving an opportunity on Monday Night Football, it increases their opportunities around the league, and I'm sure when Cairo gets healthy and ready to go, he'll be back here.
All right, and then Dennis Allen's defense is putting –
Loved it.
They're taking the ball away, and they played physical tonight.
They did. They had used so many moving parts. You talk about all the guys that ran the ball and caught the ball in the different passes. How many guys played for the defense tonight? And then how many different positions did the up front 8 guys play? And then when you lose a guy like Noah Sewell, then you're able to insert Jackson. So it's just I'm super impressed with the coaches as much as I am the effort.
All right, well, we're going to turn it over to Peggy Kaczynski and Yurko to enjoy the wrap-up of this one while we await Ben Johnson. You two guys have fun with this one. I don't know how late you're staying up tonight, but maybe 4 a.m., maybe you guys go get breakfast after, or Yurko can take you to a tavern later tonight. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll pick you up at the airport. We'll pick you up for breakfast at the airport.
Yeah, I'll take Peggy to a tavern. Peggy knows all the taverns around here.
Oh, come on now. Come on now. Hey, we're in a good mood. This is a great win here. JJ, thank you so much. Kind of the sequel to last Halloween's horror in our nation's capital stars an unlikely hero in Jake Moody, but a great game from DeAndre Swift and also the defense as well.
Well, great game by the offensive line. I mean, the offensive line is oft-critiqued when you don't have a running game. DeAndre Swift has been critiqued. Hey, he's just a running back. That's all he is. When you have holes, it's fun to run. When you don't have holes, it's no fun to run. So give Swift, give Moody credit, give the offensive line credit. Benedict just had that one play where, for one reason or another, the referee decided he wanted to be a part of the ball game, the linesman, whoever he was. But no, it was a good game. It looked like a game nobody wanted to win. That's what it looked like in the rain, in the misery that was whatever Washington had to offer weather-wise. It looked like a game that nobody wanted to win, but somebody had to win. And fortunately for the Bears, they got that fumble, the gift of a fumble. Snap goes right into the chest. It's fumbled. He doesn't get a hold of it. He throws it into the chest of Bill. It caroms off of Bill's chest, goes on the ground, and Wright's there to pick it up and gives the Chicago Bears a chance to make something happen. It was a gift. Washington didn't want to win it. And then it was up to the Bears to actually go try to win it, and they did. They did it via what? Via the run. They did it via the run. They put themselves in a position, unfortunately for the Bears and the special teams, that they executed well. This is kind of win you need. 3-2. This is kind of win you need. When you look at the schedule and what's coming up against the Chicago Bears, you got the New Orleans Saints coming to town. They're feisty, right? They're feisty. They're going to battle you. You've got the Baltimore Ravens without Lamar Jackson right now. They're going to have a bye, and they're going to have a week off before they play the Chicago Bears. So, you've got them. They're reeling. They're 1-5. They're dangerous. They're dangerous. They can be. And then after that, you got the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Flacco, 87 years old. Are they dangerous? Certainly they're dangerous, but they're not as good as they once were. The Steelers lead the AFC North. You're going to have a little bit of that coming up for the Chicago Bears. And guess what? Those are the games that are at hand. Them are the games that are important for you. They can get you to 7. This little run that you've got, you can get to 7 victories. And, boy, I like the way the Bears played in that first half. That first half, they went a little bit of a lull in the third quarter. But, man, I like the way they played in the first half. The way Caleb Williams was throwing that ball. He had 4 or 5 incompletions at the end of the first half when he kind of bogged down just a little bit. But, it's getting there. It's getting there. We're only a month and a half into this bad boy. It's going to be 4 months and change by the time you get done with the regular season. I promise you this team's going to be better a month from now than they are now. They got to clean up a lot of stuff, a lot of penalties, a lot of dumb things defensively, giving first downs over and over again. That's stuff that needs to be cleaned up. But we're here 10:30-something, and we're talking about a Bears victory. And thank heavens, because that could have gone another way. The way that second half started, it was not pretty. And fortunately for the Bears, they found a way to get it done.
The Bears came into this wanting to establish the run. They were 25th in the NFL heading into this game. A very stagnant running offense in the prior 4 games of the season. DeAndre Swift just 187 total yards rushing coming into this game, 108 today. He was averaging career low 3.3 yards per carry, and he leaves today averaging 7.7 yards per carry. Let's head back to our Hyundai booth at Northwest Stadium in our nation's capital, where JJ and Tom are standing by with Bears head coach Ben Johnson.
All right, thank you very much, Peggy. 25-24, the final, back-to-back 25-24s, no matter how they come, no matter where. We love every bit of it. And Ben Johnson, you have to be loving your football team right now.
Yeah, no, they responded so well. That game was up and down and back and forth, and we knew that was going to be a dogfight. That's a really good opponent. And, we're battling the elements. We're battling the hostile crowd. And, Monday Night Football is just adding to it. And I couldn't be more proud of them and how they were able to make it through and find a way to win there.
All right, let's talk about Jake Moody first and foremost, because it wound up being off his foot to finish the job that offensive and defensively you guys set up. For a guy that lost his gig in week 1, you guys claimed him, couldn't get Santos ready to go, and he goes in here and kicks the game winner along with 3 other field goals. Break down what he must have been going through and how you felt trust in this kicker right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's made huge kicks over the course of his career. So, whatever happened in San Fran, he was able to hit that reset button, come here, and played a huge factor in this game. And I know his teammates rallied behind him, and he came through for us. So it was really exciting to see.
You use that reset button a lot, don't you?
Yeah. No, I think you have to.
Yeah, no question. I'm not making fun of it. I'm just saying, when you say that, we know good things are coming.
Yeah, that's right.
So tell us, though, that mindset is so valuable to you to spread to the team?
Yeah, because good things are going to happen, bad things are going to happen, and we just got to stay steady. We got to stay stoic throughout it all, and I think they're getting that, and I try to be that on game day as much as I can, and not get too excited or too down, and just be consistent. And it's good to see the whole team taking that same mindset.
Hey, Ben, do you use the repeat button as much as you use the reset button? Because in the first 20 snaps, you got 7 double-digit plays. Do you keep that in the back of your mind, or is it on to another play?
Oh, no, I'm usually on to another one. I rarely repeat play calls. So is that what you're talking about, whether it's something I come back to?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I rarely repeat play calls. These coordinators are too good, and they come to the sideline and they show their guys that formation, and they sniff it out the next time usually.
I thought Dennis Allen was super creative with the use of his personnel in multiple lineup positions, from Shamar Turner going inside, outside, Dio Dangbo going inside, outside, the multiple use of your linebackers and Kyler Gordon, and just a little bit about him and how he affected the game tonight.
Yeah, no, it was so good to have him back. He's not just a great coverage player, but he gets nosy in the run game. We can move him all over the place. I couldn't say enough good things here about Dennis and really the entire defensive staff. That's a really good offense that we just went against. I mean, you watch them early in the week, and you're like, holy cow, what are we going to do about this? Because they present problems at all 3 levels. And, credit to them. They came out with a great plan. Guys embraced what we were trying to get done. And, we did a good job getting the takeaways one more time. And, I can't say enough good things about that.
Darnell Wright also, because going to the right-hand side, 20 carries, 119 yards. Early in this season, you averaged 6 yards a carry. There's a couple really important carries that DeAndre Swift had late in the game that got significant yardage to that outside running lane.
Yeah, I think particularly that last drive, I kind of knew I wanted to keep that thing on the ground. I wanted that to be our last drive. I didn't want to give them a chance to have a rebuttal drive, and so I told Caleb, tell those guys up front, man, we're gonna grind this thing on down, and we got to take it into the field goal range and win it that way. And they did it. DeAndre did a great job finding the crease and staying in bounds on all that. And you're right. I think Darnell coming out and not even being 100%, but yet his 80% still better than most tackles in this league.
Well, it surely looks good on those toss sweeps that get that big yard. Just overall, how you ran the game today in terms of the run game and how pleased you were in general.
It's a step in the right direction. It's something we've been harping on. Felt really good about the plan coming into it, and the guys, like you said, they started off hot there in the first couple drives. We're getting some moving the ball pretty well, and wish we'd have come away with a couple more touchdowns there early. But other than that, I mean, I think really one of our more well-rounded performances on offense.
Yeah, 6 runs, 6 people touched the ball, ran the ball, 8 people caught the ball. All right, let's talk Caleb. Caleb comes back to his hometown, this time gets a win, and must feel really good for him and for this football team in the fashion that it happened.
This is my first time with him in elements like this too, and so for a play caller, it's the first time I'm seeing this up close and personal. How much is the wind and the rain going to affect him? And it didn't at all. I thought he did a great job navigating all the shifts and motions we had pre-snap. We had more this week than we've had the previous 4 weeks, and he did a great job utilizing that, and found the open receiver quite a bit. I think we can continue to work on getting a little bit better with our completion percentage and hitting some guys for a little catch and run opportunity. But other than that, no turnovers from him, and really orchestrated it really well.
Yeah, and the penalties, I'm sure you're not going to like some of them. Some, frankly, seemed a little questionable that you may agree with. I don't know, but how can that get cleaned up in the big picture?
Yeah, I can't speak too much on those other than we're gonna continue to focus on cleaning all that up, just like you said.
All right, very good. Ben, congratulations. We'll talk to you tomorrow.
Yep, thank you.
That's Ben Johnson, Bears head coach, after a 25-24 win here in Wandover, Maryland. They beat the Washington Commanders in dramatic fashion. Back to Peggy and Yurko. Have fun, guys.
All right, JJ, thank you very much. Jake Moody, who was signed by the Bears a month ago, and people were questioning why they were signing him to the practice squad. Was it because Cairo Santos was injured? And they claimed it was just because when they see guys on the street that are available that they think that they may be able to use, they're going to sign him. And, boy, look at what he does today. 4 field goals, had 1 blocked, but 4 including the game winner.
Yeah, good for him. Got a chance, got an opportunity. Might say goodbye to Kairos Santos. It's not a bad thing. That's the way it works sometimes. You get replaced. You get hurt. You get injured. Somebody comes in. They do a nice job, win a game for you, and then you say goodbye to the other guy. So that might be the bonus that comes out of this whole thing. Wonderful.
Caleb said after the game he didn't even know who Jake Moody was. And then earlier today when he was activated, he asked around and found out that, oh, yeah, he was with San Francisco, was let go. So it's funny how opportunity presents itself.
Yeah, I mean, good for him. It was good that and it's good that he didn't let the block, and that ball was going to get blocked no matter what. He almost kicked that into the back of his own team's helmets. That one was, but he had another opportunity. They got him a little bit closer, and he was able to get in there and make that, which is important. It was important. His 12 points were important today, and a great contribution. He might win himself, because they like these kind of sentimental stories, the NFC Special Teams Player of the Week, which is fine. 4 field goals, nice job out of that kid's part. He helped win the game for the Chicago Bears. That's the most important thing. This team gets to 3-2. Now with a chance to make a little bit of noise, because if you don't win in the NFC North, you've got a problem. Because everybody has a winning record in the NFC North.
And they find a way to win again. And what looked like it was turning the other way, some very questionable calls by the officials, took a touchdown off the board from Roma Dunze. It was tough. It was looking like it was going the other way. But once again, this is a team that seems to be believing in themselves, Yerk.
It's about time.
And they find a way to win, which is all you can ask for.
Yeah, Dexter had a sack and a half today, which is kind of nice to see. They got some pressure on the quarterback. They had to blitz early to get pressure on the quarterback. They played aggressive, the Bears defense, and it kind of hit him in the second half when they were doing double moves on him. Because Tyreek Stevenson he just bit on it, hook, line, and sinker, and he ended up getting beat a little bit deep. And then when McCaffrey got his catch, that was one of those that looked like it was going to be a screen. They bit up on the screen, and bam, McCaffrey ends up going down the field, and he ends up catching a big ball for a touchdown. So, I mean, I don't mind that you're being aggressive, but you've got to know that if you're jumping on everything and you're stopping it, that they're going to look at it and say, okay, let's do a double move and see what we can get. And what they got was wide open stuff.
And what the NFL got was quite a good matchup between the Commanders and the Bears for the second straight year. Last year, the Commanders win on the Hail Mary. This time, it's the Bears' turn to win in the final seconds at the foot of Jake Moody. We need to take a break. When we come back, we will open up the phone lines, 312-332-3776. You're listening to the Great Clips post-game show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to make you a winner every Friday in October with our $500K Double Down giveaway. Earn entries each week to boost your chance of winning a guaranteed $50,000. Then you can choose to walk away or risk half for a shot at $100,000 in cash. Do you dare to double down? Only at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-80-94. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Hi. Hi, it's Peggy Kaczynski. You've heard me talk about how the village of Bolingbrook continues to rank as one of the most livable communities in Illinois. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. With excellent schools, beautiful parks, and a wide range of shopping and dining options, I invite you to come and experience the warmth and friendliness of Bolingbrook for yourself.
If you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your family, visit bebolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sauteed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
It's another exciting game day for Bears fans, and on game days, it's all about more. More action, more noise, and more savings. That's right, Bears fans save up to 25 cents per gallon on game days with the Fuel Rewards program from Shell. That means you can keep your tailgates going all season long. So don't drop the ball on saving more at the pump. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program, and take your savings all the way to the end zone. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.fuelrewards.com/bears for full offer details.
Make your game day a winner with Aurelio's Pizza, Chicagoland's oldest pizza chain since 1959. This is Joe Aurelio inviting you to indulge in our crispy thin crust, signature sauce, 100% real mozzarella, and your favorite premium toppings like our fresh ground Italian sausage. Dine in, carry out, or have it delivered. Visit Aurelio'sPizza.com for the location nearest you. Download the Aurelio's app and start earning rewards today. Aurelio's Pizza. It's a sauce.
Advantage Chevrolet Hodgkins, your connection to your new Chevy. Drive home in less than 60 minutes or they'll make your first car payment. See them in Hodgkins or visit AdvantageChevrolet.com.
Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
Here comes the boom, boom,
Welcome to the Great Clips Post-Game Show on the Bears Radio Network. Brought to you by Great Clips. It's gonna be great. By Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana. Miller Lite. Dr. Pepper, and the Advantage Dealer Group. And now, the Great Clips Post-Game Show on the Bears Radio Network. Here are your hosts, Peggy Kaczynski and John Yurkovich.
The Bears lost a 13-0 lead after the Commanders outscored them 24-3 from the second and third quarters and early on in the fourth quarter. But it was the Bears' third turnover by the defense that led to the game-winning field goal by Jake Moody. Who is Jake Moody? He played football at Michigan. He is from Michigan, and he was selected by the 49ers in the third round of the NFL draft back in 2023. Only the second kicker since 2016 to be drafted in the top 100 picks. Was let go by the 49ers a month ago. The Bears signed him to the practice squad. And Cairo Santos, who has been struggling with a leg injury the last couple of weeks, was inactive today. Jake Moody elevated and comes away with the game-winning field goal. Quite a game, Yerk. Once again, they find their ways to win, and from offense with DeAndre Swift, defense stopping the run when they needed to, defense taking the ball away when they needed to, and now special teams again. This is like Lovie Smith football, all three phases of the game.
You'll take the gift when you get one, and they got one in that turnover and that fumble. Snap was right to Jaden Daniels. Daniels goes through his hands, goes up against his chest. He thinks he corrals it. He tries to hand it off, and it ends up on the ground, and the Bears recover. Now, there's your opportunity. There's your chance. They had other opportunities. They had other chances that they didn't quite take advantage of. So to get that final opportunity was a thing of beauty. It was a bonus. So they got it, and then they put some runs together And that's what it sounded like he wanted to do. It sounded like he wanted to run the ball, and he did. And they got the Bears close enough to make it a 38-yarder. What was it, 39-yard field goal?
Yep, 38.
Which is wonderful. That's what you wanted. You didn't want to have to kick something in the 40s. You had one block back there. That was probably weighing on everybody's head. When they got closer, they put themselves in good position where you can go ahead and just get himself a nice, wonderful little kickoff, split the uprights, and the Chicago Bears end up winners.
27 carries by the Bears today to 17 passes. It was obvious they wanted to establish the run. What did you see different from what the coaches talked about in their self-scouting during the bye week? Was that everything needed to be better in the run game. From the quarterback selling the run to the running backs taking the right lanes, taking the right tracks, to the combo blocks by their offensive linemen. What did you see different today?
Well, no, I mean, just you saw guys getting passed off and guys getting on second level. There was a play early that the Bears had some success on. The guy was lined up between the right guard and the center. So that's one of those combo blocks where the guard is eventually going to have to leave and get up onto the linebacker. So they did that pass well, and then Dahlman ended up reaching the guy. So it wasn't just one. You had removed the guy from his hole into the other hole. The 73 went up onto the backer, and that created a hole that Swift saw, and he had burst through the hole and burst through the seam. I also saw him starting to run a little toss. We didn't see a lot of toss earlier in this year. They're running toss, but they tossed it back to him and now had him going one direction, and it looked like they were flowing fast, which then allowed the running back to just kind of take it back inside and go whatever direction he wanted to go. So it is theoretically a toss play that should go toward the outside, but in this offense, they allow the running back, once he makes the break toward the outside, if he sees a natural chasm on the inside, he could turn it back inside and he could take it.
Not a lot of happy feet from DeAndre Swift. He was hitting the hole when it was there for him, and he seemed to be running hard. Would you agree?
Well, I think he also, there was good blocking in for him, and I don't think he was getting hit in the backfield the way he's been hit in the backfield before. So, yeah, when you get to run downhill and you get to get through that initial line without having guys dragging on you, no, the offensive line, to me, was the difference in this game. Everybody had a chance to run the ball. Zacchaeus ran it. DJ Moore ran it. Rosh Khan got in there, got himself a couple of carries. Kylie Minogue,
Not Kylie Minogue.
Yeah,
Kyle Minogue guy.
He had a chance to run it, too. And the other guy, DeAndre Swift, had a chance to run it. If you remove the 4 rushes for -2 yards that Caleb Williams had, this was a pretty productive day for all the guys that usually run the ball. It was a very productive day. Now you got 147 yards with 4 less carries. I think that's 23 carries for that kind of yardage. So I think that's pretty exceptional. In the same thing, if you take out Jaden Daniels' runs out of what Washington did, and I think that the Bears actually kind of played their run defense a little bit better than most people thought they did when you watch that game, because to me, quarterback runs are that's something that you can kind of account for at times. So take those runs out, see what their running backs did, and I think the Bears played them a little bit better too. And I think our running game was really effective if you take out Caleb Williams' runs.
JCM, Krosky Merritt, who was coming off of his 3 touchdowns, finished with 61 yards rushing for the Commanders. Jaden Daniels had 52 yards rushing as well. And Deebo Samuel really was not effective coming out of the backfield as he has been in the past. 124 yards rushing from the number 1 rushing offense. The Bears defense really did a nice job, though. 31st run defense coming into this game. Did not have Grady Jarrett today. They allowed just 46 yards rushing in the first half. So they got after it. They did set the tone early in this game. Tackling was better, but it also started up front.
Everybody was playing, too. You saw Turner in there. You saw 91 in there. 97 was in there. Dexter had himself a sack and a half. Everybody got a chance to play today. They're going with the rotation out there, keeping guys fresh. So it's good to see. I'd like to see this team tackle a little bit better. I'd like to see them get off blocks a little bit better. But I think they came out and they played a little bit today. 6 being on the field helped. 53 being on the field helped. 53 is T.J. Edwards, right?
Edwards, yep.
Yeah. So those two guys being out there helped a little bit. It'd be nice. If one could ever get back on the field, it'd be nice also. And then, you can have depth at the positions and, right playing, and dime if he's coming in on dime or wherever he's going to be doing. But getting Jalen Johnson back would be a nice thing.
Theo Benedict got the start at left tackle today. We'll talk a little bit more about the offensive line and how they did today. But first, let's head back to Northwest Stadium in our nation's capital, where Jason McKee is standing by with the Chicago Bears quarterback, Caleb Williams.
Here at Bears quarterback Caleb Williams. Caleb, talk about the emotion. You come back home, you go through a game like that. You knew it was going to be a dogfight. Talk about the emotion you're feeling right now.
Yeah, I think you feel good, obviously, coming out of this. I think we had a lot of mess-ups. A lot of moments where we're shooting ourselves in the foot, where we're getting down there. I mean, we're moving the ball. We're getting that first down like I've always talked about. And, when I always feel like, we can't be stopped, and we do that. And we get down there and we shoot ourselves. It's not necessarily what the defense is doing. We're messing up, either causing a huddle or, penalties or, wrong routes or, it's just us. And so being able to fight through all of that, I think that's who we are. We fight until we can't fight no more. And I think a lot of times when you have that mentality, you're going 100% even when you're messing up. Those moments, those big moments, you settle down in those moments like we do and have shown. And you go win the game at the end of the day.
Yeah, talk about that more. You talk about settling the team down after facing adversity. You're making mistakes, getting penalties. How do you do that as a quarterback? Is that something that you do in the huddle pre-snap before the play, or you're on the sideline constantly talking to your offense?
Yeah, I think it's a mixture of both. And then on top of that, I think it's your demeanor as a quarterback, how calm you are, how seamless. You make the moment seem. Even though it's a big moment for us, we got to go win the game. But you don't put that pressure on anybody. You don't feel that pressure yourself. You go out there and you execute the plays that coach is calling, and that's all you need to do. You do your job. You're 111th, and we got guys in this team that's going to go make plays for us, and we just got to keep doing that over and over, throughout the whole game, so we can start doing what we know we can do, is putting up a lot of points and making teams one-dimensional, because our defense is doing a hell of a job getting turnovers and taking the ball away for us, and so we got to start capitalize on those moments.
Yeah, Coach Johnson talked about during the bye week doing self-scout. In particular, he talked about the run game. What are some of the changes that you guys made in the run game? And then talk about how effective your run game, along with DeAndre Swift, was tonight.
Yeah, it's great to see him going, man. I've been this is my second year with Swift, and he's a hell of a character. He's an awesome human, great teammate, and then being able to see him get out there and have a game how he just had, and have those big moments like he had towards the end of the game. Running the ball. It's big for us. It's big for him. It's big for his confidence, and us being able to get the run game going versus a defense that's been top 10 or so, I think, in run defense, and so it's big for us, and being able to get that going. So proud of the team, proud of O-line, proud of receivers for blocking out wide, and then obviously Dre Swift.
Talk about the touchdown pass to DeAndre Swift. You talk about the run game. He was also effective in the passing game. You hit him for a 55-yard touchdown pass. Break down that play for us.
Yeah, that play, I actually messed up on that play. And Dre Swift did a good job. He broke out, made a good catch. I gave him a good ball to be able to turn up as fast as possible. He did that, and then he tight roped all the way down and made a big play for us in that moment. We needed that, for momentum as a team. And defense went out there and made the stop that we need, and then we went back out there and put the ball back in Dre Swift's hand.
Game's winding down. You guys are facing adversity. You see Jaden Daniels with the fumble. What was going through your mind at that point when you saw that play take place?
Yeah, time to go win the game. Don't give him the ball back. Time to go win the game.
Talk about your kicker, Jake Moody, activated from the practice squad this week, hit the game winner, also made a bunch of clutch field goals. Talk about his performance and what it meant to you guys tonight.
Yeah, as a team, as an offense, as a QB especially, I learned this at a young age. You're only as good as your kicker. And so being able to have, him come up, and do what he did today for us. It's I don't really have the words for it, but it's big for us, and I know it's big for him. That moment, I know he's been through some things recently, with football and things like that, and being able to have that moment for him, I know it's big for him. It's big for us, and so being able to celebrate him, being able to have him have a game ball, all these different things, I think only builds his confidence, his belief in himself, and we have the belief and trust in our kickers.
Last question for you. Talk about a win like this. How does it breed confidence throughout the locker room, and how could it catapult you guys throughout the remainder of the season?
Yeah, I think every win does that for us, but especially when a team is last year they were the NFC, they were an NFC championship game, and you play versus a team like that where they got better over the offseason with their players that they brought in, and different things like that. So being able to go out here and fight with them, we had a fight last year. Being able to come out here and fight and come out victorious obviously builds confidence for us.
Congrats again. Enjoy this victory with your teammates.
Absolutely. Appreciate it, boss. No problem.
Thank you. Back to you guys up in the booth.
All right, thank you very much, J-Mac. We appreciate that. Caleb Williams finishes today 17 of 29, 252 yards passing and 8.7 yards per pass average. 1 touchdown, his rushing touchdown. The passing touchdown, as you just heard, to DeAndre Swift. He was sacked 3 times, finishes with a 98.6 passer rating. On the other side of the field, because every time these two teams match up, everyone will talk about the number 1 overall pick and the number 2 overall pick in their draft class. Jaden Daniels finishes with very similar numbers, 19 of 26, just 211 yards passing and 8.1 yards per pass average through 3 touchdown passes. 1 interception, was sacked 3 times, and he finishes with a passer rating of 119.2. That should do it, and let's take a break. When we come back, our phone lines are lit. It is time to hear from you on the Bears' 3rd straight win, 25-24. They win it in revenge fashion against the Washington Commanders. Back with your phone calls on the Great Clips postgame show here on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
This is the home of the Bears. ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Do you have a plumbing emergency? Call 4 Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call 4 Seasons. A heating or cooling emergency? Call 4 Seasons. Same-day hot water tank installation needed? Call 4 Seasons. Need a whole home generator? Call 4 Seasons. We guarantee same-day installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. And no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Hey Bears fans, it's Sylvie. Steinhoffel is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears. Just opened their newest furniture and mattress superstore in Maryville Plaza in Maryville, Indiana. That makes 7 Chicagoland locations with the best selection, unbeatable value, and styles for every space and budget. Plus, they're 100% employee owned. That's a local pride you can feel good about. Shop in-store or online anytime at steinhoffels.com.
Hey guys, it's Mitch Lyons with Mitch Lyons Wealth. You hear Yurko, the good kid, talk about me all the time. And yes, I did play in the NFL. But to be honest, these days, I'm more into spreadsheets than playbooks, and I'm solely focused on making sure my clients win retirement. Look, retirement's not about gambling on stocks or chasing crypto tips from your brother-in-law. It's about smart planning, steady income, and ultimately enjoying every day like it's Saturday. So if you want less guessing and more confidence, visit MitchLyonsWealth.com.
Every winning strategy starts somewhere, and your next big play could be in the Village of Madison. Just minutes from Chicago, Madison offers prime commercial space, the Lincoln Highway corridor, unbeatable accessibility, and a talented workforce. With incentives, a collaborative spirit, and new businesses joining the team, Madison is business-friendly and built for growth. Join the winning team today. Visit villageofmadison.org. The Village of Madison, your next big play.
There's Crash Bang.
And then there's
course, the first one is our great defense.
The other means someone is hurt. I'm Lisa Longo.
And I'm Jim Morisi of the Chicago personal injury firm of Morisi, Longo & Associates.
We're here for you when an injury happens. Having us in your corner is a smart move.
Visit us at MorisiLongo.com.
MorisiLongo.com.
We're here when you need us.
Dear Friday, Toyota says let's put good times in gear with the Tundra, Tacoma, and 4Runner. Want some cool available features? We've got power tailgates to power game days and a trailer backup guide that's the champ of the ramp. Heck, we might even cancel Monday. Toyota trucks. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
Imagine having your skull detached from your spine to save you from paralysis. When Phil came to Northwestern Memorial Hospital, his spine was digging into his brainstem, but our team developed a plan to rebuild his spine.
Nationally ranked for neurology and neurosurgery by U.S. News and World Report, Northwestern Medicine is pioneering treatments for the toughest conditions. Incredibly, Phil was walking just days after surgery.
As Phil's nurse, I'm proud to be on a team that's changing lives.
Northwestern Medicine, better.
It's not a tailgate until someone burns the brats and forgets the bottle opener.
Dude, that happened one time. And I brought the beer. Yingling Flight. Thank you very much.
Smart move. 95 calories, 2.6 carbs. Light enough to go the distance, unlike your cousin trying to toss a spiral.
And it actually tastes like beer, not like those mystery seltzers in Steve's cooler.
This season, skip the gimmicks.
Yingling Flight. Raise the bar on your tailgate.
DG Yingling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
How about this? We're your home for the new Bears.
I like it. This is the home of your new Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Jaden Daniels looking left, now throws, and he underthrew it, and it's intercepted. Jaquan Brisker running at the 10 to the 15 to the 20. Brisker tumbled down by Jaden Daniels, and the Bears have taken the ball away. Motion behind Daniels in the give to Krosky. Merrill with the football. Oh. Bears should have it. Nope. Bears think they've got the ball. I think the Bears insist. Bears football. Yes. I'm glad I'm right on that one. Me too. Billings. And on a night like this, even though it's not raining now, it's possibly a slippery pigskin. Daniels left to right. He's got Krosky Merritt behind him. Oh, he fumbled the ball, and the Bears recover. He stuck it in the belly of the back and didn't get there. Krosky Merritt and Daniels. It's a misfire, an opportunity. Knox, 3rd and 1. Bears have taken the ball away.
Peggy and Yurko, post-game on ESPN Chicago.
The Bears defense with 3 takeaways for the 3rd straight game, their 10th, 11th, and 12th of the seasons. An interception by Jaquan Brisker, his first of the year. Montez Sweat forced fumble recovered by TJ Edwards. And then the fumbled snap or handoff between Jaden Daniels and his running back recovered by Nahshon Wright. That is our advantage of the game, because every game we give you the Bears advantage. We will open the phone lines later on in the show. Ask you to recall what we said was the Bears' advantage of this game. The caller that correctly states that we said it is the Bears' takeaways, their turnovers, then you will be entered to win a 2026 Chevy Trax. The Bears' advantage of the game today, the Bears' turnovers by the defense. And Yurko, the defense held Washington to just 3 third-down conversions today, 3 of 8. That is the 3rd straight game the defense has done that, holding them to 3 or less. First time in 21 years for the defense, the third-down defense, to hold them to 3 or less in 3 straight games. So the defense is finding their grooves in some areas, as we're seeing, especially now after the bye week. They came out smoking today.
Yeah, it was good to see. It was good to see them get themselves off the field. The one thing I didn't like was they gave up three touchdowns. Yeah, that was the disturbing end of that. Maybe try to hold them to a couple more field goals instead of giving up those touchdowns. But yeah, it's taking time. They'll be a better team a month from now than they are now. That's what you got to remember. And they got some bunnies coming in now. You can't trip up against the Bunnies. You got to get these. These are the games that you got to get. These are the ones you can start stacking up victories, and it gets tougher when you got to play the Packers twice. You got Minnesota coming up. You got Detroit at the end of the year. You got the Philadelphia Eagles. These are the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got tough teams coming down the pipeline. So when you're playing these bad teams, the Saints, the Giants, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Baltimore Ravens, nobody knew they'd be 1-5, but there they are. They're 1-5. They can't get out of their own way. When you've got those games, that's what you got to start taking advantage of. And it's a chance for this team to play better. It's a chance for this team to start building confidence so these guys can trust each other. That's what this is all about. It's about trusting each other. And the more they can get into that mode, the more they can find a way to win games, the more they're going to trust each other, and the better off this football team's going to be moving forward.
Up next for the Bears are the Saints. They come to Chicago next Sunday off a loss to the Patriots. And as you were just saying, in the NFC North, the Bears now move up a game above 500 to 3-2 on the season. That's the same record as the Minnesota Vikings, who had a bye. They had a bye this week, right? The Vikings did?
Yeah, Minnesota bye.
The Minnesota had a bye, so the Bears and the Vikings now are both 3-2. The Packers 3-1 after beating the Bengals.
3-1-1.
3-1-1, that's right, after beating the Bengals, and the Lions 4-2 after their Sunday Night Football loss to the Chiefs. So they put themselves back in the conversation is what they're doing. You never know what can happen. Like you said, these teams are coming in banged up. There are teams that starting quarterbacks are going down like flies. Anything can happen.
Right. Anything's possible.
Yep.
Anything's
absolutely.
possible. Just win those games that you're supposed to, get to a number. There's a lot of winning teams, by the way, if you take a look at them in the NFC. I think there's 9 teams with a winning record in the NFC. 4 of them are in our division. But I think there's 9. There's not that many. There's only 7 in the AFC. 7 teams with winning records out there. So, the NFC, it looks like 10. You need to have 10 to get in. That's going to be the number this year. So hopefully the Bears can find a way to get to 10.
Boy, you're not kidding. Yeah, the Bears right now are the 10th team in the NFC. 3-2 records, 3 teams with 3-2 records, 5 teams with 4-2 records. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 5-1. Let's go out to the phone line. Stephen has been holding on in the Motor City of Detroit. Hello, Stephen.
Hey, guys. What a win. The Cubs won, the Blackhawks won, and the Brewers lost today. So it's a trifecta of fun tonight for Chicago sports fans. I still don't like what I saw out there when it comes to the defense. The lack of pass rush was glaring. I get it. Jalen Daniels is a very, mobile quarterback. They had several chances to bring him down, and they just couldn't bring him down. And that really, really kills me, watching this defense still unable to pressure when it's needed the most. They got 1 sack at a very opportune time, but that 3rd and 13 ended up becoming a 14-yard gain on the first down. So that's still a major issue that I still see with this defense that really needs to clean up. Unfortunately, I didn't see much of a difference with Kyler Gordon and T.J. Edwards being back tonight. So, unfortunately, that's something that the Bears defense has to continue to improve, and onus is on Dennis Allen, even with the lack of talent there. But I got to ask Yurko, have you seen this officiating crew as bad as they are? I understand that they throw the most flag in the entire NFL this year, and I just could not believe every single time they throw a flag, and my heart literally stopped because I figured the Bears were getting screwed. And, it was like the Bears versus Washington Commanders plus the refs all night. But somehow, usually that the Bears will lose this game in unfathomable way like we've used to see. But I'm just so happy that these guys fought through and came through with a victory. What's important is that they don't lay an egg next week against the New Orleans Saints.
That's right.
at home.
Stephen, thank you.
Guys.
Yeah, thank you.
You want to come home, you want to play well. That's what you're talking about. I thought there were a couple of shady calls. The call on Benedette on the play where they scored a touchdown to Roma Dunze.
Explain that to me, because they said he was too much off the line of scrimmage.
His helmet is supposed to be with the waist of the center. So when the center's over, his helmet, like if he would have bent over a little bit more, he would have been able to break the waist of the center. So he wasn't. He was up
because
he was getting ready to set. Yeah. But that's a jackass call. That an official can have.
Is picky.
The official can have it in his pocket anytime you want. You watch any NFL game and you will find 7 out of 10 that the tackle doesn't have it. It's not even remotely close.
Yeah.
Not even remotely close. I don't know if he'd been warned or hadn't been warned. It almost seems like that crew, it's like they want to see at halftime who's got the most flags. Hey, I threw that one. Did you see me throw that one? Look at that. Ooh. It's beyond the point of being ridiculous. I thought, was it Brisker that was victimized with a hit below the knees on a play that the tackle came on a substandard field?
On Jaden Daniels.
Where the tackle went and got a shot in on him. His foot may have given away in the turf, but you're not going to stop going after the quarterback, and then they call the penalty on that. Our quarterback gets hit in the head. Nobody gives a rat's ass. They don't care about our quarterback getting hit. It was silliness out there.
A phantom face mask called by Nashon Wright that basically on third down kept that drive alive and led to their touchdown. So yeah, there were a lot of calls tonight, and even Ben Johnson said, "I can't really say anything about those."
Yeah, well, you can't because he doesn't want to get in trouble.
Yep, doesn't want to get fined.
But we all know what we saw. It was a little shadiness out in Washington. It's a place for it though.
Yeah,
Washington.
right.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
A lot of shadiness.
Adam is in Norwich. Hello, Adam. Welcome into the post-game show.
Hey, how's it going? He's kind of stole a little bit of my thunder because I was going to talk about the officiating too. But first of all, great win. I'll take an ugly win anytime. A win's a win. I love the identity of this football team. They just keep fighting. They never give up. And anybody who thinks that we made a mistake losing Justin Fields can look at what's been happening to him over these weeks. Peggy said it, the Swift's been hitting the holes today, which is something he hadn't done all season. I think that's credit to him, but also credit to the offensive line. Remember, these guys didn't play with each other until this year. This is a completely reconstructed group on the offensive line, and they're playing great now. We knew it was going to take a little bit of time for them to get together, and it seems like they've gotten it together. Caleb did just enough to win, and I think that he didn't look bad. I think that he looked good. I think that he can look a lot better. But, he's just continuing to progress every single game. And those penalties, man, I thought we were playing against the Kansas City Chiefs for a while there. I mean, the illegal formation on the touchdown was a BS call. We had where the last caller mentioned the first down by the Washington after the sack. Well, there was a false start on that play that nobody even seemed to recognize. The left tackle jumped on that play, and there was no penalty on that. I mean, it was just ridiculous. The whole game felt like we were playing against the striped shirts and not the Commanders, But again, a win is a win. I'll take it. When it's ugly like that, I wouldn't have even called in if we didn't win because I don't want to be that guy making excuses for why we didn't win. So I'm glad that they did come away with the victory. But like you said, we got a stretch of Powder Puffs coming up that we should be able to beat. I'm kind of excited about this season. I don't know that this is a Super Bowl team, but it's definitely moving forward as a franchise, and I'm really excited as a fan for the next years to come.
Adam, thank you very much. Interesting what he just said, Yurko, is the identity of this team. They seem to still be looking for that identity. Who is this team?
No, yeah, I mean they're building it. That's what's happening. They're making it happen. What they are now, and that's why I keep saying a month from now they're going to be a different team than they are now. They're building their identity. Their identity you don't get assigned an identity. You don't get to proclaim yourself something that you're not. I watched this team 2 years ago pretend like it was something when they had all their young studs coming in here. Oh, look at us. And then they went out and they got their asses kicked. So your identity comes through results. And your identity comes through quality play. And they're just now starting to scratch the surface on who they could become. So their identity will be made here over the course of the next 2.5, 3 months. and we'll find out exactly who they are and what they are. Especially when they start playing the better teams, especially when they start playing the teams in their division.
Well, I mean, this is a quality win. This is a team that went to the NFC Championship game last year. They're second in the NFC East, so this is a quality win.
And you did it on the road.
On the road, right, for the second straight game. 2 wins on the road.
But you still, again, your identity's not made 3 hours. Your identity's made over the course of a season. The guy up in Minnesota, Dan Campbell, and the Detroit Lions, when they created their identity took 16, 17 games to create. And it started slow. It didn't start well. It finished good. They beat the Packers. They held them out of the playoffs. That was an identity. They knew who they were going into that offseason. And I think this team is going to figure out who they are over the course of the next 2.5 months. So I'm not in a hurry to try to identify this team as to what they are or what they are not. They're a work in progress. They're malleable.
They one characteristic, they are fighters.
Thank heavens.
They're fighters.
Thank heavens.
You know, they're not falling back and feeling sorry for themselves. And there were some times when you saw Caleb frustrated on the bench that Case Keenum is over there trying to settle him down, and another time the quarterback's coach is trying to settle him down.
The problem was this team gave up on themselves last year, and they folded their tents. That was the problem. And then you had to kind of root that thought process out, and you had to root that out of there, and it was Ben Johnson's responsibility to get that kind of crap out of here. So I don't know if he's completed that mission yet. We might see. I mean, personnel always changes, so we'll see, in the next offseason what ends up happening and who ends up coming back and who doesn't come back. But, no, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. So we'll see. They better not be giving up. You want to be unemployed? Go ahead and give up because this guy's going to get rid of you.
Andrew is in Moline. Hello, Andrew.
Hi there. Big fan of the station. Hi, Yurko.
How are you?
Good. Oh man, what a gritty win! Makes me really excited about the future and especially I think the path for success this year really is if the offense can. I feel like it's just scratching the surface. So if we can really make some big strides with that, I think we could make some noise down the road. But I wanted to ask you, since you're a professional. Were they doing anything special with the left tackle, Theo? Were they, chipping, or was he doing a lot of stuff by himself?
No, there was a lot of stuff being done by himself, but they were bringing the blitz. They were bringing guys up there. They were coming after Caleb also. But I think the offensive line's blocking was, pretty darn sharp today. And, you like what you saw. You didn't see guys getting bull rushed into the back. Now, remember, when you establish the run and you show an ability to run, that people got to go ahead and be a little bit hesitant. So when you can run the ball, that's going to be a natural delay for a pass rush coming from the other team. Natural delay. That's what it is. So I think that helps, too.
Let's continue on the phone lines when we come back. Let's 312-332-3776. First, let's take a break. You're listening to the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to make you a winner every Friday in October with our $500K Double Down giveaway. Earn entries each week to boost your chance of winning a guaranteed $50,000. Then you can choose to walk away or risk half for a shot at $100,000 in cash. Do you dare to double down? Only at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6, I-80-94. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. And now, it could be your ticket in. Enter the Dr. Pepper Bears ticket sweepstakes at drpepperticketsweeps.com/Bears for your chance to win tickets to an upcoming game. Terms and conditions may apply.
With 3 locations to serve Chicagoland, Advantage Chevrolet gives you so much more. Visit and see the amazing inventory and savings at Advantage Chevrolet Bolingbrook. And Advantage Chevrolet values your time. They'll have you in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. That's right. Drive off in your new Chevy in less than 60 minutes, or they will make your first car payment. Visit AdvantageChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive.
Must mention offer upon arrival before negotiation. Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
From last-second game-winning field goals to 98-yard kickoff returns, football is exciting. But as the official bank of the Chicago Bears, PNC prefers to be steady and boring, like a solid ground game that eats up the clock. A strategy that scored a lot of financial wins over the last 160 years. And while our customers may not wear our name on the back of jerseys, Bears fans can get 20% off regularly priced merchandise with the Chicago Bears PNC Bank debit card. A pretty exciting option play if you ask us. Find out more at pnc.com/bearscard. PNC Bank, brilliantly boring since 1865. PNC Bank, National Association, member FDIC.
Compassion is more than just care. It's commitment. At UI Health, your story guides us, shapes us, and inspires us. And we're with you every step of the way. Whether it's your stroke emergency, your cancer journey, or your transplant victory. At UI Health, our care heals. Our care saves. Our care triumphs. Find expert care for your journey at uihealth.care.
When your life turns upside down after an accident, you need an advocate like Wallner Law. I'm John Wallner, and for over 50 years, Wallner Law has fought for people just like you, injured, overwhelmed, and searching for answers. We don't just take cases, we take care of people, and we win for you. From car crashes to workplace injuries, Wallner Law stands by your side every step of the way. So call us today, 312-8000000, and win with Wallner.
Mark your calendar, Chicago. The President's Cup is coming to Medina Country Club September 22nd through 27th, 2026. Join us for the premier global golf event featuring the top U.S. and international PGA Tour players competing for their country. It's all happening right here in our backyard, and you're not going to want to miss this. Tickets are on sale now at presidentscup.com.
You have heard me talk about how businesses are elevating their game in Bolingbrook. Here's Mayor Mary Alexander Basta to tell you herself.
Thanks, Peggy. Bolingbrook remains the most desirable southwest suburban location to start or expand your business. I invite you to learn how welcoming we are to the many businesses who recently have made Bolingbrook their home.
So if you're looking to elevate your future and the future of your business, visit bebolingbrook.com to learn more.
Join us and be Bolingbrook.
This is the home for every Bears game.
Touchdown! Touchdown Bears!
ESPN Chicago.
Torrey Taylor looks back at his kicker, awaiting the snap. Scott Daly sends it back. Spot down. Kick up. Jake Moody from 38. It is gone! Time expires! And the Bears win their third in a row for the first time in 5 seasons. Off of Jake Moody. We haven't even met Jake Moody yet. We don't know a thing about him, other than he's a Michigan Wolverine and right now a Chicago Bear with the game winner. And the Bears sneak out of Washington 25-24 victors. That's a fade to Moody.
Feels amazing, obviously. Hitting a game winner is always a good time. Doing it for a new team in my first game, it's huge. Shout out to the O-line, shout out to Scott and Torrey. They've been making my job real easy out here, and the transition has been really smooth. So glad to be a part of a team like this, and we're going to keep moving forward.
Peggy and Yurko postgame, ESPN Chicago.
Wow, what a story. Jake Moody was a third-round draft pick of the San Francisco 49ers, released a month ago. The Bears immediately signed him after he was released. They kept him on the practice squad. Today, he hits a 48, 47, 41-yarder, had a 48-yard field goal blocked, and then kicks the game winner for the Bears. You just never know. You just never know.
Yeah, he did his job. Nice. That's what you like to see. He's a kicker, and he kicked field goals. Beautiful.
3 straight wins now for the Bears. You heard Jeff Joniak in that clip say that it's the first time they had back-to-back wins on the road. First time in 5 years that you've had back-to-back. Has it been that tough, these games?
Well, I mean, listen,
These have been some tough seasons.
We've sat through a lot of 10-game losing streaks.
Yeah.
And when you've got a 10-game losing streak, you're losing a lot on the road. And you're certainly not putting up back-to-back wins on the road when you've got a 10-game losing streak. So, yeah, we've seen some stuff over the course of this. Now, this is our 3rd year officially, but we've done this 4 years now.
Yep.
4 years we've done games here for the Chicago Bears post-game. And there was a lot of sadness, a lot of darkness on the edge of town, I'm telling you.
After opening the season on Monday Night Football against the Vikings and the way they gave that game away in front of a national audience, good to see a little bit of hope for this Bears team in front of the rest of the country, even though there were split games tonight. But good to see that the rest of the country saw the Bears pulling out a win, first win on Monday Night Football since 2020.
And you're playing a 1-5 New Orleans Saints football team coming in here.
Yeah.
Only scored 111 points on the season in 6 games. That's under 20 points. It's under 19 points, Peggy. It's under 19 points. Dare I say it's like 18 and a half points. So, I mean, that is a very winnable game for you coming up. They've given up 160 in 6 games. So you've got a chance to get them here on the grass and do what they looks like they want to be done to them anyway. It looks like they want to find a way to lose. So let's make it happen for them. They got Rattler going, the young kid quarterback.
Spencer Rattler.
Let him figure out what the hell's going on. They only rushed for 73 yards last week. Good. Bring that in. Let the Bears go ahead and find a way to dominate that football team. That's what we're looking to do. Nice, solid victory coming up this week. I'm going to let everybody celebrate till the morning.
Oh,
and then, like the Bears, we're going to figure it out. We're going to stop the celebration, and we're going to start focusing on what's going to happen on Sunday at noon.
It's a short week.
Soldier Field.
They had enough time off. They had time off, so it's back to work.
Well, they should feel good about themselves, too. You know, they got retribution for what happened last year. What happened last year was pitiful. Pitiful.
Whose name did we not mention once?
Well, Tyreek Stevenson.
Exactly.
Unless you watched him miss on the stutter and go.
Saw that one.
And then he got mentioned.
Right
one. There, yeah.
But
then he was mentioned. But, no, you didn't mention him. Not only that, but they played well. They played well overall. They played well. There's a couple of big plays they got stung on. Both of them were double move plays.
Interesting. Let's go out to Phoenix. Yeah. John is up next on the phone lines. Hi, John.
Hey, happy Bears Victory Monday. It's still Monday, at least in Phoenix. What I wanted to say is what I'm really impressed about is the audibles that Caleb made a few different times during the game that turned into chunk plays. 2 of those audibles were actually toss plays to the outside that ended up, turning into huge runs by Swift. Now, I know that's just an audible, right? But I'm a guy who grew up loving Peyton Manning, even as a Bears fan. So when you see a quarterback who can come to the line, diagnose, kill plays, switch things up, that is beautiful, poetic quarterback play. And that tonight was something I was really, really impressed with. So
you're a big fan of the you're a big fan of the kill.
Yeah, I'm huge.
Yeah,
big fan of the kill. But if as long as it equates to something, right? I used to see Justin do that all the time, and it would get massacred. Yeah. Caleb has done this a few times, and especially tonight, where it turned into really good plays. And that, yes, goes to Swift, who made fantastic runs tonight, but that also goes to your quarterback diagnosing and understanding the defense and knowing where to shift your offense to. And that's just beautiful offense all the way around.
Thank you. We appreciate that, John. Caleb Williams has the 5th best passer rating against the blitz this season, 124.3 passer rating against the blitz. He is diagnosing the defense. He does still at times hold on to the ball too long. He is, at the same time, as quickly as he is diagnosing the defense, he is still holding on to the ball. I think he's like top 3 for the longest time to hold on to the ball for quarterbacks this year. So a little bit here, a little bit there.
Well, he caught himself rolling left one time and couldn't get rid of the football, and it would have been just dump the ball off. You don't have to. You're out of the pocket. All you got to do is to throw it at the sideline. You know, he was trying to get himself situated, trying to figure out where he was going to go with the football, but you didn't have to. You know, once you're out, boom, you're out of the pocket. You avoid the negative play. He ended up taking a shot at the end from number 4 also. But just get rid of the ball. Just throw it away. That's it. Live to fight another day. So he's getting that down too. So hopefully it'll be good. He was smart enough not to throw it away on the 2-point play.
On the 2-point conversion.
Yeah, the 2-point play.
Yeah.
The ball had to go to the end zone. You know, just get it to the end zone. He did.
But he was going backwards. I don't even know how he made that play.
Yeah, Zachariah Heap.
Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yeah, Zacchaeus. Zacchaeus was the target on that. Zacchaeus had given up on that. If you watched a overhead look at it, he had given up on that play. If you keep going, or maybe you give him a better target, you might be able to come down with that football. But it didn't happen. It doesn't matter because the Bears found a way to win anyway. That's all that matters.
Out to Swinger, Wisconsin we go. Dave is up next on the phone lines. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Peggy Nurkle. How you doing?
Good. What's happening? Is that Slinger or Swinger?
Slinger.
I knew it.
S-L-I-N-G-E-R.
Yeah, I knew it.
I'm glad about this win. Now, if we can do one thing, try to avoid injuries, and I think our team can go a long ways. And I'm very glad we got revenge against this team after the heartbreaker last year.
You and me both, my friend. You and me both. This one feels good. This is going to be a good week. After the Cubs disappointed the world, after the Cubs went out meekly against the Milwaukee Brewers, this is exactly what we needed. We needed a Bears victory on Monday night. Feeling good, feeling fresh. I may not be able to sleep tonight. That's how excited I am.
In Evanston, we find Max up next. Hi, Max.
Max.
Hey, Peggy and Yurko. Are you both relieved? Because I know I am after watching that game.
Of course we're relieved.
Yes, absolutely. Are you kidding? That was a nightmare in our nation's capital last year. It was a Halloween
the
horror.
Fail Mary.
Yes.
Well, I'm glad. I'm relieved they escaped with a win, albeit barely. But they have got to clean up the penalties in practice. Troy mentioned that if they were to lose this game, there were a lot of penalties that were self-inflicted, and that's not even getting into some of the weird ones that got called. Have a good night.
Thank you. We are happy that the Bears won. We are happy. Up there in Slinger, we must have been hitting the good juice tonight.
No, that was not. No, that was Max and Evanston.
That. Oh, this was Max and Evanston.
But Max and Dave, they sounded similar, didn't they?
They could have. Could be related. We never know.
Max and Dave, Dave and Max.
Isn't that like a hamburger chain of some sort?
No, I think it's a child's show, I think.
Is it?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Let's go on.
Teletubbies. Seen Teletubbies.
New Buffalo, Michigan. We find Kevin up next. Hi, Kevin.
Barney.
Hey, guys. I love the two of you pairing. I don't want to give Zedman credit, but the two of you together are phenomenal.
It's like cheese and wine, my friend.
There you go. I love it.
He's the big cheese, and I go home and whine. What's up, Kevin?
I just want to say I love the arc of the team, and you're hearing the names like Moody and what's his name, Nathan.
Nashawn Wright.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yep.
I want to hear Yurko sing about about his last name.
I'll do it one of these days. It has to come to me naturally, though. When I go to sing, it just comes to me.
About right. Yeah.
Between your,
I feel like they're on the arc, the upscale. So it's feeling really good. I love what you guys are doing. Just keep doing what you're doing. It's awesome.
Kevin, thank you. We appreciate that. I need to actually compliment you on something.
What's going on?
Your free-flowing, free-form writing skills.
Yeah.
The poetry that flowed out of you last week.
For Ian Happ.
For Ian Happ was
one of my guys.
It was a verse I had never never before seen the pentamic
Letter.
iambitor that you brought.
It was my letter
to our
Ian.
airwaves. That was passion. That
It's my letter to Ian.
That was pure. Was it
Not
a love
prepared.
letter or was it poetry?
It was just a letter for performance, man. You know, like you're capable. We know you're capable. So that's all we're looking for, a letter for performance.
It was
my
like a
letter to
poetry
Ian.
jam.
Yeah.
You might
Some of
be
it rhymed.
inspired by
Yeah.
the Bears.
But some of it rhymed. A lot of it did not
That's what
rhyme.
I mean. It was free flowing. It wasn't.
That's the way I work it, man. It's like Breakfast at Tiffany's. You ever hear that song? Breakfast at Tiffany's
know the
by
movie.
Deep Blue something? No,
no.
Deep Blue something.
No.
I said, what about Breakfast at Tiffany's? She
yeah, I know
said,
that.
I think I remember the film. And as I recall, I think we both kind of liked it. So it doesn't really rhyme. It's got its own kind of flow to it.
Right.
But the rhymes are there somewhere, but they're not there like they are normally
It's not where you
in poetry
expect
or
it.
music. Yeah.
See?
But like I sing when I'm with Carmen, I'll just break in a song. He'll mention a word, it's part of a song, and I'll just start singing. That's why I like to do it. We're a little late in the evening for song. What we are a part of right here, right now, is we're going to make it to the end. We're going to celebrate a Bears victory.
Listen, this is.
And then we're going home.
Folks, I don't want you to give up hope that by the end of this season, Yurko may
sing a
break
tune.
out into song. He may be inspired to recite a love letter.
That's not a love letter. Just it's a letter too. I mean,
Do
there's
you
no
have
love letters.
Do you have? Well, I don't know. That sounded like a love letter. Your Ian Happ.
Well, I mean, there might have been a man crush there, but it wasn't love.
Oh well, okay.
What's love got to do with it,
nothing wrong
Peggy?
with it.
I mean, what's going on?
I mean, gosh.
Baby, don't hurt me no more. What is love?
What
is
love
that?
got to do with
That's
it?
it. That's my girl, Tina Turner,
What's
right there.
love but a simple
Second-hand emotion.
That's what it is.
You can't be singing the songs. Pretty soon you're gonna be like, "What's I mean, you got to know the words. You're gonna sing the song, Peg. Come on now. I didn't give you breakfast at Tiffany's with the wrong words. I gave them to you with the right words.
All right. It's 11:45 at night. What do you
Now
want
you're
from
blaming
me?
the time. I just was doing it. Now you're blaming it.
Let's
All
take
right,
a break.
we
When
gotta
we come
go.
back, more with your phone calls.
$1.5 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $1.5 million for a client who was injured in a truck accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group. Playing professional football and being on the radio for many years, I've had the opportunity to endorse many products and companies. I've always felt it's important to choose companies that I believe in. I've never had the opportunity to endorse a company owned by close friends until now. The Verdoliak Law Group has been helping people for 60 years. They've even taken care of some of my neighbors and close friends. When you need medical care, you want a doctor with the experience and the skill set that's going to help you. The same holds true when you need a lawyer. The Verdoliak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for their clients through legal representation and consulting. They have over 60 years of experience and skill serving over 40,000 clients. For personal injury, auto accidents, truck accidents, wrongful death, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and all your legal needs, call my friends at the Verdoliak Law Group. The Verdoliak Law Group has done great for my friends and neighbors, and they will do great for you too. Call them today, 844-4VLG-LAW. Mitch, you played in the NFL like me. You know how important the red zone is.
Absolutely, Yurko. And in retirement, your red zone is the 5 years before and after you stop working. That's where the game's won.
That's what I tell people. Don't go at it alone. Mitch Lyons Wealth is the team to trust.
We build personalized game plans to help you retire confidently. No guesswork, just strategy.
Visit MitchLyonsWealth.com today. That's Mitch Lyons Wealth.
Your best game plan to protect, grow, and win retirement.
Hey Bears fans, it's Sylvie. Steinhoffels is a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, and this season they're teaming up with Special Spaces Illinois to create dream bedrooms for kids battling cancer. Every time the Bears defense causes a false start at home, Steinhoffels donates $1,000 to Special Spaces Illinois. Steinhoffels, now with 7 locations, has Chicagoland's largest selection of furniture and mattresses, all styles, every budget, and they're 100% employee-owned. Shop in-store or online at steinhoffels.com.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month or get 1.99% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end November 3rd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, Electric wants you to avoid breakdowns this winter. Did you know your dirty furnace costs more to operate? It increases your utility bill and leads to more breakdowns? Now's the time. Schedule your Four Seasons tune-up today for only $89.95. The furnace tune-up includes a 30-point inspection, complete cleaning, and is backed by the industry-leading 1-year, no breakdown guarantee. Peace of mind, lower utility bills, just a Four Seasons tune-up away.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Uh-oh, you spot a work zone up ahead, but you're already running late. Hey, is that extra minute really worth risking your safety? Decision time. Will you push your luck and speed through? Or you mind the signs, avoid the fines? Yeah, that's what I thought. Slow down and pass through cautiously. Hard hats off to you, sir. Level pass. While our next work zone is loading, head to itsnotagameinillinois.com/arcade to play.
At Bell Tire, we don't just care about tires, we care about you.
Bell Tire.
We care about you too, Tire Man. But caring about our customers is why we'll beat anyone's tire price. And with 0% financing, we make sure everyone can get back on the road fast and affordably. Because taking care of our customers by getting them the best deal possible is how we're changing tires.
Bell Tire.
See belltire.com for details.
Chicago's home for sports is the home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
Second down and 12 now, they call it. Caleb under center. The take and the toss right. Swift with Darnell out in front. Springs it free inside the 20. First down, Swift. Darnell right out in front on the sweep. And the Bears get the ball down to the 18-yard line. They've entered the Illinois State University red zone on a 15-yard run. At the 45-yard line, Bears territory. Snap back. Sugar rush and a throw to the left is caught by Swift. Sidelines. And he gets away from a tackle away at the 30. Angles middle 15. 10. Goodbye. DeAndre Swift. The touchdown. Catch and run. 55 big ones.
Peggy and Yurko postgame. ESPN Chicago.
DeAndre Swift with an inspired performance today amidst all the trade suggestions by Bears fans who thought the Bears needed to go out and get a running back before the trade deadline. Instead, DeAndre Swift comes out inspired. 108 yards rushing, 67 yards receiving, 175 total yards from the Bears running back. And he is our Finding the Great. Finding the Great is brought to you by Great Clips. Brought to you by Great Clips because at Great Clips, they save your haircut details and clip notes. So every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. Download their app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great. It was an inspired offensive line that got back to work during the bye week. A lot of criticism from the Bears head coach, Declan Doyle, the Bears offensive coordinator as well, as the Bears needed to get a stagnant running game going. Today they did. Here's DeAndre Swift after the game.
From you, a physical style of running, what was it like for you out there? Did you bring anything extra to this?
Nothing extra. We were just working. O-line did a hell of a job today. I just did my part.
That's what you saw in the 55-yard touchdown.
Caleb did a good job of getting me the ball early. And then I got to see the play to know exactly what I did. I don't know if I stopped and then, took off again. But just made something happen. Good play in the game. Big play in the game.
Okay, you kind of lulled the guy to sleep with a stutter step and he's staying in bounds. When did you know that it was going for a touchdown?
Once I got past him, yeah.
Were you kind of shocked that he missed that tackle?
No.
DeAndre, right before the field goal, I think it was second and long after Caleb slid.
Yeah.
It was a toss play to you. Do you remember kind of what you saw to set up that 15-yard run for you?
O-line did a hell of a job. Receivers did a good job on that play. I was able to find a little crease, and I think I got the first down on that one. And then Moody did a great job of finishing it.
Team-wise, what does this mean to come back and win this kind of game and do it here against this team?
It's amazing. We're a great opponent like that, and we're on the road. So finding ways to win tough games, close games, even when we're not playing necessarily good throughout all 4 quarters, but still finding a way to come out with these wins, man, that's big for us right now.
DeAndre, the final drive, that situation is usually passing time. What did you think about getting the ball so many times in the final minutes?
Just putting it away. Just putting it away. That was my mindset. Just finishing forward. If I found a crease, I was going to try to end it.
Did you? Is there something about this team when you had another big performance last time against them? What is it about you and the Commanders?
Oh, I don't know. Opportunity, I guess. Like I said, O-line receivers did a good job, and everybody played their part, man. A good team win.
Yeah, you've been saying it's been close. It's been close. You've been repeating that mantra coming out to it. So is everything just clicking today?
Not even everything. We still got stuff to clean up. But when you come out with win, it feels a little bit better going into cleaning that up for the next week. So a lot of stuff to improve on, but step in the right direction.
Every game's different, obviously, but
For
what
sure.
does it mean moving forward to be able to look at the tape and say this is what it could look like when things
It's a good feeling, especially when you're coming out with a win. And it's hard to win in this league on the road against a good team like that. So,
couple more
let's
guys.
start with-
What was going through your mind when you were on the sideline? It was 3rd and 1 for them, and you saw that botch handoff, and the Bears recovered.
we got an opportunity to go finish the game. Let's do it.
How do you feel about Jake Moody? Knowing the situation, coming through in the clutch. At the end there.
Amazing. I introduced myself to him on the sideline first time I spoke to him, but he did a great job. I don't know when he found out what his role was going to be today, but just coming in, resilient, man. Just proud of him. Happy to have him on the team too.
What do you think yourself to do?
I haven't spoken to him since he got basically. Yeah, straight like that.
That is hysterical. DeAndre Swift, Jake Moody on the sidelines. He went over and introduced himself to him.
Mm-hmm.
You got to love it. DeAndre Swift had just 187 total yards rushing in 4 games coming into this game. He had, I think, his second highest output in his career tonight. Heading into this, Ben Johnson had said it's hard to evaluate any of our running backs right now. When you look at the tape, there's some free runners in the hole, and Ben Johnson took it personal that the run game looked the way it did heading into their bye week. And it looks like they got to work to fixing it because DeAndre Swift had a heck of a day today, 175 total yards and a 55-yard touchdown. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we continue with your phone calls at 312-332-3776. This is the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana wants to make you a winner every Friday in October with our $500K Double Down giveaway. Earn entries each week to boost your chance of winning a guaranteed $50,000. Then you can choose to walk away or risk half for a shot at $100,000 in cash. Do you dare to double down? Only at Hard Rock Casino Northern Indiana, just off Exit 6 I-80-94. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-9-WITH-IT.
Acura is a leader in reliability and style. Drive home in your new Acura from Advantage Acura of Naperville. With more selection to choose from and more savings, they're committed to providing a smooth and easy car buying process. Advantage Acura values your time. They'll have you in your new Acura in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. That's right, drive off in your new Acura in less than 60 minutes, or they'll make your first car payment. Visit AdvantageAcura.com or see them in Naperville.
Most mentioned offer upon arrival before negotiation. Restrictions apply. Ask dealer for details.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask Arrakis Group in Bartlett if auto owners make sense for you.
Choose Bradley University. Whether you're building robots, training on cutting-edge medical simulators, or diving into sports communication, Bradley prepares you. You'll cheer on D1 athletics, study abroad, and choose from over 200 student organizations. Plus, you'll benefit from competitive internships, community-focused research, and a top-tier education that provides a proven return on investments. Choose Bradley. Apply today at bradley.edu.
In Chicago, football isn't just a game, it's a way of life. And when the Bears hit the field, there's only one drink that brings the flavor, Dr. Pepper. It's bold, it's original, It's the best 23 flavors in football. So whether you're cheering in the stadium, tailgating in the lot, or yelling from afar, make sure you've got Dr. Pepper in hand. Go Bears, and drink up. It's a Pepper Tree.
You know that sound, and you better get used to it. Because when you bank with Consumers Credit Union, you've got people cheering for you everywhere you go. And now we've rebuilt our corner of the internet to make your digital banking experience better in every possible way. When you get lower fees, great rates, and a team that's always got your back, you win. Visit the new myconsumers.org. Consumers Credit Union, the people in your corner. Insured by NCUA.
Mishap, anticipate compensatory damages, subrogation relief, or tort claims under.
Guys, what are they even saying?
Coast Ivoni ads don't sound like that.
Lawyers like that are exactly why people call us. No legal mumbo jumbo, just real talk.
We're from Chicago. We talk like you, we fight for you, and we have real conversations so we can help you.
They get where you come from, they get what you need, and they get you. Coast Ivoni, your local personal injury lawyers, because they are Chicago. 708-4million.
Property managers and GCs use FinishingChicago.com's contractors for finishes and protective coatings in the most iconic venues, interior spaces, and essential infrastructure. Our painters apply industry-leading commercial and industrial finishes inside and out, so your biggest assets always put their best square footage forward. FinishingChicago.com has your free list of painting, wall covering, glass systems, drywall finishing, and signage contractors. For a great finish, start with FinishingChicago.com.
This is the home for every Bears game.
Touchdown! Touchdown Bears!
ESPN Chicago.
This is the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
Second and goal to one. Motion Smythe now ahead of Swift. They're stacked. One in front of the other. Here's Caleb. A little fake and a roll to the right. Going to keep it himself for the pylon. And he's in for the touchdown. Caleb Williams took on the hit of Quan Martin right before he was entering the end zone. That's a 1-yard touchdown run. His second this season. Caleb Williams extends the Bears lead. It is 12-0 here in Landover, Maryland.
Hear Bears games on the ESPN Chicago app.
Caleb Williams doing it in his hometown in front of family and friends. His high school, Gonzaga University Academy, just a few minutes away from Landover, Maryland and Northwest Stadium. Some injury news I do want to pass along to you. Noah Sewell, who left the game in concussion protocol, we will get an update on him throughout the week. But a little bit more disturbing news is that DJ Moore will be staying overnight in a D.C. area hospital for precautionary medical attention. He left the stadium in an ambulance, according to multiple reports. The team did confirm that DJ will stay overnight in the D.C. area for precautionary medical attention, and that they do expect an official update from Ben Johnson tomorrow afternoon. Now, you saw DJ Moore had a couple of plays early in the game in which he came down hard. He came back into the game once after he was limping after a hard tackle out of bounds, came back in, and I believe he put on one of the blocks for DeAndre Swift on that 55-yard touchdown. So he was in and out of the game, but DJ Moore is staying overnight in the D.C. area for medical attention as he was taken from Northwest Stadium in an ambulance. That's a little bit scary news.
Yeah, there was a time when he got brought down where he kind of went out of the game for a little while and got checked out, was being tackled, dragged down while awkward. His body was kind of awkward position, and it almost looked like there was an oblique strain or something. A hip pointer maybe, or a oblique strain, something like that. I don't want to speculate. That's not what I'm here to do. We'll find out what it is. Hopefully it's not serious.
Before the game, defensive end Austin Booker was downgraded, and they did not activate him. He was eligible to come off of the injury list, but he was actually downgraded along with Travis Homer as well. So 2 guys that they were expecting or hoping to get back for this game indeed did not come back. But Cairo Santos, as we now know, was inactive for this game as Jake Moody was elevated from the practice squad and ended up kicking 4 field goals, including the game winner. He did have that field goal that was blocked, a 48-yard field goal. So when Ben Johnson went for it on 4th and short, instead of going for a 49-yard field goal, some may have wondered why not go for it. He just kicked a 47 and a 48-yarder, but then a little bit later in the game, he did have another 48-yarder that was blocked. But in that position, 4th and short, everyone said that is the right call, is to go for it. Did you agree with that?
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with that. Especially Ben Johnson's usually aggressive anyway. Just would like to execute a little bit better. That's all. Execute the play a little bit better.
Let's go out real quick to Mark in Lombard. Hello, Mark.
Hey, how are you?
Good. What's on your mind?
Yeah. Convince me I'm wrong, but it seems to me the Bears won. The game shouldn't have been as close as it was. It seems Caleb, he can't find the open receiver, and that's a theme throughout the year. When he finds the open receiver, he can't hit the open receiver because he's inaccurate. And he's not there.
Yeah, Mark, it was obvious, Yurko, early in the game that Caleb was not on tonight. His timing was not on with his receivers tonight.
Well, they got into the second half and they started hitting those crossing routes. And I thought that those were some nice plays that were being designed. It was 2 in a row. It really helped them traverse the field in the third quarter, helped them get in a position where they can cause a little bit of damage. It's his first year under Ben Johnson. And like I said, this team's going to be a different team than it is today. It'll be a different team after 9 games. It'll be a different team after 13 games. And this is what you're going to have. You're going to have a team that's developing. You're going to have a team that's, trying to find a way to trust each other. This is the process that they're going through right now. I mean, I'm happy they're 3-2. Is Caleb Williams a finished product in his first year under Ben Johnson? No. Has Ben Johnson seen enough from Caleb Williams where he understands, okay, I might have something here, and he's made enough good throws where I know that we'll be able to kind of work with each other and get to where we eventually want to be? I'd say yes. I'd say definitely. So the defense has got to believe in itself and what it's doing. The offense has got to believe in itself. The fact that they ran the ball a little bit better, I think, made life easier for everybody today. They scored points defensively. They needed to hold them to a field goal every once in a while instead of giving up 3 straight touchdowns. So that's what I'd say. I don't know if I'm going to convince you. I just know that in this first year together, I think they're doing pretty well. And if they average the way they're going to average and all things were equal, he'd be the 8th or 9th passer in the NFL right now. Caleb Williams would be. Yards-wise, not necessarily completion percentage-wise, but his QB rating is pretty good QB rating. I like to see it operate up there in the 90s and the high 90s. If he can continue to do that, I think that's a pretty good thing moving forward.
Second straight win for the Bears in which they scored 25 points, and they come away with a last-second win. Let's take another break. When we come back, we continue on the phone lines. Kyle, Debbie, Mike, hang on. You guys will be up next.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric, with our biggest sale ever. Furnaces from $39 a month. Furnace and air conditioning combos from $59 a month, plus 72 months interest-free financing and up to a $4,000 system rebate. 4 Seasons guaranteed to beat any competitor's price by up to $1,000 guaranteed. So call today for your free in-home estimate and same-day installation.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons.
Dear crew, it's Toyota. With an adult-sized third row, everyone's welcome in the Grand Highlander. From sports fans to eco buffs and movie fans. Sink back in the Sienna with an available rear seat entertainment system. Slip into the RAV4 with available all-wheel drive. And let's go. Toyota. Find yours at toyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
At People's Bank, earning $400 cash has never been easier. Open a new checking account online, complete a few simple steps, and they'll deposit $400 right into your account. Move towards your goals faster with the checking account that fits your life.
$400 cash incentive is available to new checking account customers who open an eligible account online, enroll in e-statements, and receive qualifying direct deposits totaling $1,000 or more within 90 days. Limited to one account per customer. Other terms and conditions apply. Visit ibankpeoples.com/new/checking/account/offer for details. Member FDIC.
Football is back, and so is the perfect beer for your game day lineup, Yuengling Flight.
It's the next generation of light beer, crisp, clean, and just 95 calories. That's a win before kickoff.
You bring the wings and the jerseys, and we'll bring the flight, whether you're tailgating or posting up with friends.
Flight brings the flavor and keeps the energy up all season long.
Flight by Yuengling, the next generation of light beer.
DG Yuengling & Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Bears fans, it's Sylvie. Steinhoffel, a proud partner of the Chicago Bears, just opened their newest furniture and mattress superstore in Maryville Plaza in Maryville, Indiana. That makes 7 Chicagoland locations with the best selection, unbeatable value, and styles for every space and budget. Plus, they're 100% employee-owned. That's a local pride you can feel good about. Shop in-store or online anytime at steinhoffels.com.
$1.5 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $1.5 million for a client who was injured in a truck accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group. Playing professional football and being on the radio for many years, I've had the opportunity to endorse many products and companies. I've always felt it's important to choose companies that I believe in. I've never had the opportunity to endorse a company owned by close friends until now. The Verdoliak Law Group has been helping people for 60 years. They've even taken care of some of my neighbors and close friends. When you need medical care, you want a doctor with the experience and the skill set that's going to help you. The same holds true when you need a lawyer. The Verdoliak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for their clients through legal representation and consulting. They have over 60 years of experience and skill, serving over 40,000 clients. For personal injury, auto accidents, truck accidents, wrongful death, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and all your legal needs, call my friends at the Verdoliak Law Group. The Verdoliak Law Group has done great for my friends and neighbors, and they will do great for you, too. Call them today, 844-4VLG-LAW.
Illinois State University and Chicago's favorite football team have a lot in common. A long tradition. Illinois State is the oldest public university in Illinois. A history of success. Redbird graduates earn $15,000 more than the national average. And highly regarded recruits. Our newest freshman class is our largest ever. There's never been a better time to tune in on Sundays, and there's never been a better time to be a Redbird. Get started on a Hall of Fame career today. Learn more and apply for admission at illinoisstate.edu/admissions.
The Chicago Bears podcast. If you aren't listening, you're not getting the whole story. See it or hear it now on the ESPN Chicago app or wherever you like to pod.
K's motion right to left. Caleb from center. Play action. Looking to throw with time. He's got his man on the crusher. Adunze, 35 to the 40. 45, and then lowers his right shoulder into 4 Washington Commanders. Big first down run and catch for Roma Dunze. Play fake again, looking to throw with plenty of time. He's got an open man. Luther Burton to grab inside the 30 to the 25. Juking defenders and knocked out of bounds inside the 20 of Washington. How about that after the catch? Get the ball in this young man's hands. He's going to make exciting things happen.
Peggy and Yurko postgame, ESPN Chicago.
The Bears hand the Commanders their first home loss of the season, winning it on their final possession, a game-winning field goal by Jake Moody. The Commanders dropped to 2-1 at home. The Bears now 1 game above 500 at 3-2. And Yurko, one of the things that Ben Johnson said earlier this week when asked about finding ways to win is he said, there's a lot of bad football being played right now in the league. There's a lot of bad football. No teams are undefeated at this point, and everyone's just trying to find ways to win.
That's what they're doing. Again, like I said, whatever you did last year doesn't make a difference. You've got to reestablish what you did last year this year with whatever new group of guys that you've got that have come along. Some of the better teams that are out there, we see they struggle. Philadelphia struggled. Buffalo's lost 2 in a row. Philadelphia lost 2 in a row. The good teams in this league that you said, hey, we can count on them, can't be counted on right now. The Chargers almost went into Miami, and they gave up a touchdown late, and for some miraculous way, they found a way to move the ball down the field, kick game-winning field goal. So, I mean, good for them. That's what everybody's looking to do, find a way to win on Sunday. I think there's more parity in the league than there's ever been. I think eventually Kansas City ends up coming back up on top to being who they are. I think Detroit is still the creme de la creme of the NFC North. I still think they're the team to beat, in the NFC. There's teams out west that are making a claim for that. The Rams that look like they're making a claim. San Francisco somehow is doing it with smoke and mirrors, but they're doing it nonetheless. It's a very interesting league this year. I think anything is possible. The team that can find a way to stay the healthiest, a team that can win those close games down in the fourth quarter, a team that I think the bye is going to be more important than it ever has been. If you can find a way to get to that second weekend with taking a little bit of a rest and getting a respite, I think that is going to play a pivotal role in whatever's going to happen this year.
Kyle is in Texas. You're up next on the phone lines. Hi, Kyle.
Hi, how's it going?
Great.
We're doing great. What's happening?
Good. I just wanted to say, that was a roller coaster of a game, and it's hard to want to blame the refs for anything or whatnot, but it felt like every pivotal call came in a crucial moment for the Commanders. And, in recent years under Eberflus, we probably lose that game by, if not 1 score, 2 scores. And this team found a way to win, and it was just really encouraging because I couldn't tell you the last time the Bears won 3 games in a row. And after the Cubs lost on Saturday, it was refreshing to feel like, okay, there's something to cheer for in Chicago because it's been a while since we've had something, and this has just felt like a different team, a different vibe. We're not all the way healthy. We're missing key players, and we're still finding ways to win. Not the best way to win, but we're still finding ways to win, and that's where you build characters. So,
well said, Kyle. Absolutely. Thank you very much. Let's keep going in Jefferson Park. Debbie's up next. Hi, Debbie.
Debbie.
Hi. Last time I called, I said, we always had the 85 Bears, but I'll tell you, Nishan Wright, your table is ready. He had a couple of penalties, and I'm like 31. They were ranked 31 in run defense. We haven't won a game in 10 games after the bye. My husband turned the game off, and I'm like, you know what? Williams ended up coming through when he needed to. It was an ugly win, but it was a win.
Yep.
And there's a totally different vibe with Johnson. Johnson looks like he's aged 10 years during the bye week, but he did what he had to do, and I'm encouraged.
I love it, Debbie. Thank you so much. Yeah. Caleb Williams led the Bears on that fourth quarter comeback. It's the second straight game this season, obviously, after they won in Vegas. The fourth time he's done so in his career. 4 fourth quarter comebacks since the start of last season. Ties for the fourth most in the NFL. It's not pretty, but they're finding ways.
Yeah, 9 penalties, by the way, for the Chicago Bears today. Oof. 9 penalties for 84 yards.
Wow. Some of those questionable.
Yeah.
But they still. DJ Moore even had that penalty that totally.
Yeah, the lining up penalty, lining up all sides.
Ugly late in the game like that. All right, we got to take another break. When we come back, I hope you have your verdict ready because we are waiting with bated breath to find out Yurko's verdict of the game. It's next.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Get the Gerald exclusive lifetime warranty of the all-new Gerald Honda Countryside, Honda's 2023 President Award winner. Unlimited miles, unlimited time at no cost to you on all new vehicles and most used vehicles. At Gerald Honda, you can expect fast, friendly, and exceptional service, plus a large selection of vehicles to choose from. See why everyone is saying, got to get to Gerald Honda of Countryside. Gerald cares.
Hey guys, it's Mitch Lyons with Mitch Lyons Wealth. You hear Yurko, the good kid, talk about me all the time. And yes, I did play in the NFL. But to be honest, these days, I'm more into spreadsheets than playbooks, and I'm solely focused on making sure my clients win retirement. Look, retirement's not about gambling on stocks or chasing crypto tips from your brother-in-law. It's about smart planning, steady income, and ultimately enjoying every day like it's Saturday. So if you want less guessing and more confidence, visit MitchLyonsWealth.com.
Miller Lite, the legendary light beer. The originator, the inventor. If this beer could talk, it'd tell stories about that one time, that night, that one guy, that one gal. Writing a story 50 years long and 50 million friends wide. Because legendary stories start with a light. Here's to 50 years of Miller Time. Celebrate responsibly. 2025 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That's you trying to fix the plumbing yourself to save a few bucks. Doing things yourself doesn't always end well. The same goes for insurance. That's why Auto Owners works with local independent agents who tailor coverage to meet your needs and offer discounts for life, home, car, and business insurance. Because sometimes you need a professional to get the job done right. That's simple human sense.
Ask Arrakis Group in Bartlett if Auto Owners make sense for you.
In football, success is about team effort, and the same is true for your hair. At Great Clips, they save your haircut details in clip notes, so every member of the highly skilled team knows exactly how to create your signature look. And with our easy-to-use app, you can check in from anywhere and get a ready next text when you're up next for a cut. It's the confidence of a great haircut, delivered by a team you trust. Download our app today. Great Clips. It's gonna be great.
Being pregnant and finding out you have cancer. I'm Robin, and that was me. But my oncologist, orthopedic surgeon, and high-risk obstetrician at Northwestern Memorial Hospital created the safest chemotherapy plan, so I didn't have to choose between my life and my baby's.
Top ranked in Illinois for obstetrics and gynecology by U.S. News & World Report, Robin's team collaborated to deliver a healthy baby and mother, performing a C-section, then cancer removal the same day. Northwestern Medicine. Better.
It's another exciting game day for Bears fans, and on game days, it's all about more. More action, more noise, and more savings. That's right, Bears fans save up to 25 cents per gallon on game days with the Fuel Rewards program from Shell. That means you can keep your tailgates going all season long. So don't drop the ball on saving more at the pump. Download the app, join the Fuel Rewards program, and take your savings all the way to the end zone. Terms and conditions apply. Visit www.fuelrewards.com/bears for full offer details.
It's a Bird Bash at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Thursdays this October. Win up to $50,000 in the Bird Bash Game Show. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Torrey Taylor looks back at his kicker, awaiting the snap. Scott Daly sends it back. Spot down. Kick up. Jake Moody from 38. It is gone! Time expires! And the Bears win their third in a row for the first time in 5 seasons. Off of Jake Moody. We haven't even met Jake Moody yet. We don't know a thing about him, other than he's a Michigan Wolverine and right now a Chicago Bear with the game winner. And the Bears sneak out of Washington 25-24 victors. That's a fade to Moody.
Postgame. More Bears talk coming up. ESPN Chicago.
Jake Moody, a native Michigander as well, as a third-round draft pick of the San Francisco 49ers, released a month ago. The Bears scooped him up last month, and he's been on the practice squad here in Chicago ever since. Hey, now's a good time if you remember who our advantage player of the game was, or what our advantage player of the game was. You could give us a call at 312-332-3776. The caller that correctly states what it was will be entered to win a 2026 Chevy Trax. Tell us what the Bears' advantage of the game today was. My friend, do you have a verdict?
I do. The verdict here is one of joy and celebration at the victory, 25-24 over the Washington Redskins. It's one of joy and celebration. That's it. No contest for all. It's joy and celebration for everyone. And our verdict is brought to you by Veroliak Law. Injured in a truck car accident, call the Veroliak Law Group. They've been fighting insurance companies since 1963. 8444-VLG Law. Yeah, it is a celebration day. That's what it is. They found a way to win. Hostile, in the rain, in the wind, in the muck, in the weather, with all of everything that's gone against them over the course of time. They played the run well. They played the pass well. They gave up 3 touchdowns, but it wasn't enough for the Washington Redskins because the offense scored just enough points to win this thing. It's a good day. It's a good day. Second win on the road. The teams become good when they win on the road.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can split on the road. You go 4-4, 4-5, 5-4, whatever you have. 9 games on the road this year, and you can control your home. Soldier Field. They've got to learn how to win at home. You go 6-2 at home. You go 4-5. And next thing you know, you've got 10 victories. You're 10-7, and you're going to the playoffs. That's what we're looking for. That's what we want.
After last year's Halloween horror in our nation's capital.
Horror. Oh. Whew. For a moment there, I was startled. I heard something here in my brain, but thank you. Halloween horror. Yeah,
after last year's
horror.
Halloween horror.
Yes.
It was nice to see that Tyreek Stevenson was not mentioned except for maybe one bad play, and that he was able to just play the game today instead of let it get to him what happened last year. Moving on past that, and showed some nice maturity all week long. We will keep an eye open from the Bears on the latest on DJ Moore, who is staying overnight at a hospital in Landover, Maryland, after he was taken away from the stadium in an ambulance for precautionary measures. Keep it here to our station here in Chicago and the ESPN Chicago app for the latest Bears news all week long. In the meantime, our thanks to executive producer Eric Ostrowski, Kendra Smith, and Jack McGrath, our broadcast crew, Jeff Joniak, Tom Thayer, and Jason McKee, their guests, Jaquan Brisker, Ben Johnson, and Caleb Williams. We are back for a 12 o'clock noon kickoff next week, Sunday, at Soldier Field, taking on the Saints. For Yurko, I'm Peggy. You've been listening to the Great Clips postgame show on the Chicago Bears Radio Network. As we say goodbye to our network affiliates, we welcome the rest of you to stick around. The postgame show with Jeff and Pat is next.
And here we are, folks. It's the Jeff and Jeff call. I know football.
And I know houses, because when it comes to selling your house, you need a winning team you can trust.
No surprises, no fumbles, just a clear path to closing, just like a perfect play.
Jeff Buys Your House makes it simple. A fair offer, no repairs needed, and a closing date on your timeline.
Don't take a chance selling your house with just anyone. Visit us at jeffbuysyourhouse.com for your no-obligation offer today.
With America's best lineup of hybrids from Hyundai, you get the best of both worlds. Like the reliable and efficient Tucson Hybrid, backed by America's best warranty. The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. It's the best of both worlds.
Lease the Hyundai Tucson for $259 a month or get 1.99% APR on the Tucson or Tucson Hybrid. Offers end November 3rd. Call 224-661-0068 for details.
Hi, this is Dave Musial, owner of Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. Do you have a plumbing emergency? Call Four Seasons. An electrical emergency? Call Four Seasons. A heating or cooling emergency? Call Four Seasons. Same-day hot water tank installation needed? Call Four Seasons. Need a whole home generator? Call Four Seasons. We guarantee same-day installation on all heating, cooling, plumbing, and electrical needs. And no extra charge for nights, weekends, or holidays.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4 Seasons.
Hey, I'm ordering dinner. I was thinking burgers.
Boom! I just earned a $650 bonus for opening up a checking account at Old National Bank. Sorry, what'd you say? Burgers?
No, I definitely said 40-ounce dry-aged tomahawk steaks. Yep, with those little sautéed mushrooms.
Earn up to a $650 bonus when you open an eligible checking account and complete qualifying activities. Visit oldnational.com/checking and get old. Member FDIC. Additional restrictions apply. Offer valid through October 31st, 2025.
$1.5 million. The Verdoliak Law Group wins again for their clients. That's right. The Verdoliak Law Group recovered $1.5 million for a client who was injured in a truck accident. If you're injured, make sure to call the Verdoliak Law Group. Playing professional football and being on the radio for many years, I've had the opportunity to endorse many products and companies. I've always felt it's important to choose companies that I believe in. I've never had the opportunity to endorse a company owned by close friends until now. The Verdoliak Law Group has been helping people for 60 years. They've even taken care of some of my neighbors and close friends. When you need medical care, you want a doctor with the experience and the skill set that's going to help you. The same holds true when you need a lawyer. The Verdoliak Law Group has recovered over $9 billion for their clients through legal representation and consulting. They have over 60 years of experience and skill, serving over 40,000 clients. For personal injury, auto accidents, truck accidents, wrongful death, workers' compensation, medical malpractice, and all your legal needs, call my friends at the Verdoliak Law Group. The Verdoliak Law Group has done great for my friends and neighbors, and they will do great for you, too. Call them today, 844-4VLG-LAW.
Hey, football fans, it's Adam Colopy with the Village of Bedford Park. Just like a winning team needs great players, your business needs the right support to succeed. And that's exactly what you'll find in Bedford Park. Our team works hard to block obstacles, open lanes, and help drive your business into the end zone. Plus, we offer a safe and reliable Lake Michigan water supply. Ready to move the chains for your business? Contact me, Adam Colopy, at ACOLLOPY at villageofbedfordpark.com.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Chicago's home for sports is the home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago.
You've been listening to Bears football on the Bears Radio Network.
Here comes the ball.
The Chicago Bears Radio Network is brought to you in part by Hard Rock Casino, Northern Indiana, Miller Lite, the Advantage Dealer Group, and Dr. Pepper. This is Bears football on the home of the Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Thanks for listening to the Chicago Bears Radio Network.
Welcome to Bears Postgame. Here are your hosts, Jason McKee, Jeff Miller, and Pat the Designer on the home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
Yeah, where are all the Swiftie haters at now, huh?
I'm right here. but I appreciate what we saw today. Give me 2 in a row, baby. I love it. I love it.
I was talking about Taylor Swift and the new album, but fine. If you want to start with the hating on DeAndre Swift, my brother.
So was I.
DeAndre Swift's lighting up Monday Night Football and the Washington Commanders, leading the Bears to a second straight 25-24 victory.
Is that kind of a scorigami-ish?
You know what you do? You need to start a new whatever scorigami times 2 is, where you do it 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah,
because like even in the history of football, it's very difficult to win a game in consecutive weeks by the same score, whether it be 21-17. You just don't see it. 25-24, first time apparently in NFL history that a team has ever won by that in consecutive I guess, consecutive games because, of course, there was the bye week, too, in the middle there. But the Bears, statement victory out of the bye. Ben Johnson leads his team with, listen, defensively, they created 3 turnovers. That was critical. There's still a lot of work to be done because the Bears need to finish off some of those takeaway drives into touchdowns. But they showed a lot of resilience in this one, falling behind in a game that they felt like they had missed some opportunities, Pat, and only leading 13-0 at one point.
Yeah.
However, after falling behind, they came back and they pick up a victory with their second-string kicker coming into the fold and delivering a game-winning kick, last-second kick after having one blocked earlier in the game. So a lot to be excited about, Bears fans. 3-2, and the Bears, dare I say, 6 weeks into the NFL season, are indeed in the hunt. In the hunt, Pat.
Oh, 100%. Listen, this was in the hunt and feeling like, hey, you've overcome quite a bit to get here. The Raiders game we talked about ad nauseum, right? Like, this was a game that the Bears did not find a way to win last season. I think you can say the exact same thing about this Commanders game. How we saw the team drive down the field, end of game, very competent play calling. Might I add, it really helps in the game plan when you get some competent play calling.
Dare I say that's why you pay that man $13 million a year.
That's why you pay him the big bucks. That's why you pay him the big bucks. That's what the money is for.
Thank you, Ben Johnson.
And I just thought you saw a Caleb Williams that in that final drive, and listen, it was heavily run by DeAndre Swift there, but in the moments where you needed Caleb to be Caleb, he was able to stand in the pocket, deliver the football on time, and help you drive down the field and run the offense the right way. I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was a perfect game, but this was a game last season this Chicago Bears team didn't get. This is a game this season that is a statement game. This is an identity game. And I think today you went in there and you played a team that said, we're going to stand in the middle of the ring and try and punch you in the mouth, and we're going to see how much you're willing to punch us back. And the Bears punched back harder today.
Absolutely. And, rarely will you have a perfect game in the NFL. Look at case in point, the Bills playing tonight against the Falcons. They lost that game in a game that they probably should have found a way to win. And a lot of people, that's 2 losses in a row for the Buffalo Bills, who a lot of people consider one of the elite teams in the league, and rightfully so. You understand why, when Josh Allen's your quarterback and they operate the way they do, that a lot of people are, if you're like, there's a team I don't want to play in the playoffs, the Buffalo Bills might be at the top of the list. They lost tonight. The Bears finding a way to get a win in a visiting stadium, that, my friend, there's no reason to apologize. And they did so in a way where they didn't operate perfectly. And this is why I'm encouraged when I look at, there's still a lot of things that can be cleaned up. And, but we're 4 minutes into the show, Pat. We haven't even mentioned the screw job that the Bears were in store for tonight with the referees. I don't tend to harp on the referees. There were some, because oftentimes you're at fault. There's some ticky-tack calls being, questioned. Theo Benedict lining up in the backfield, which even the ESPN refs analyst came in, Russell Yerk, and said, I think he's on, I don't know what's going on here, because I think he was completely lined up in an onside position there, or an illegal formation. So and that cost the Bears a touchdown.
Took a touchdown off the board. You had an opportunity. Like you saw in the second half, Caleb Williams look confident and poised and go down there and drive you down on, really from the second quarter on, 3 back-to-back scoring drives. You had an opportunity, and I think after you saw that touchdown taken away, I do think it stumbled the Bears a little bit, and they weren't able to really, okay, we got that one taken away. They come down, they take the lead. Dang it, are we going to do this again? But you gathered the troops, you rallied the troops, and sometimes it's just about digging deeper and finding a way to keep everybody connected. And in moments last season, you didn't see everybody connected. You didn't see all 11 connected at the same time. I think even down to the final play, right? Nashawn Wright, I'm not going to sit here and tell you he had a phenomenal game. I don't know who's at fault for the wide open. Was that Luke McCaffrey?
Yes,
touchdown?
33-yard touchdown by Luke McCaffrey.
I mean, so open. I don't know who was responsible for that, but I know that the DBs usually play a lot of man coverage, which means it was probably your man to be with on that.
It looked like he jumped Debo, awaiting. He was guessing for a wide receiver screen, and that's exactly what you cannot be doing in his position. He was trying to make a play, and it was too easy for Jaden Daniels to see him jump that, and then obviously burn him for that touchdown, which did put Washington in a commanding position.
Yeah.
But the Bears were able to fight their way back, and a gift fumble, but in some poor weather, that's what you need to happen sometimes. You force the opposition to make each and every play, and in some rainy conditions, you know what? The Commanders were not able to finish it off as, they fumbled the ball away, and Nashawn Wright, actually, Johnny on the spot.
And that's what I mean.
He's able to recover that one, and because he did, the Bears were able to go down, and I liked the way they operated it, too, to your point. Ben Johnson calling run plays and sticking to it, right? Not settling. How many times have we sat here on a postgame show and pounded our heads against the wall, Pat, because the head coach of the Bears was willing to settle for a 50-yard field goal attempt, a 47-yard field goal attempt, a 46-yard field goal attempt. Thank you for not being Matt Eberflus. Thank you for not being Mark Trestman. Thank you for not being Matt Nagy and just settling for what is a quote-unquote makeable field goal. But we all know is certainly difficult. And in those elements today, no, Ben Johnson was going to, and hey, Darnell Wright, nice job run blocking. It was good to see him back and actually earning his keep, giving the Bears a presence on the offensive line that DeAndre Swift could go ahead, and he was very decisive tonight. He definitely earned everything that he got tonight, and the rushing totals were big, and the play of the game was probably a broken tackle that he forced, which opened up a 55-yard touchdown reception from Caleb Williams.
No, 100%. And listen, we're going to talk a ton about the players tonight. You guys already know that, right? If you listen here, we're going to give praise to these guys for going out there and getting the job done. But you got to start it off with the praise here. The praise has to go to Ben Johnson. I thought this was his best game.
Yeah.
Complimentary play calling, run and pass. Listen, he's figuring this team out as well. He's learning as he goes as well. I thought this was a game where he really found his groove with the run game. Maybe that's because of the DeAndre Swift, the Theo Benedict swap in there as well. I thought they really ran the football well to the left side. Flowers to Theo Benedict. But there was really a good game plan here. I thought rushing the football, I thought you saw the best that you've seen out of DeAndre Swift. Dare I say, his entire time here. I know he's had some of these big yardage games here in Chicago. He had a few of them last season. But I don't think that there was a game where you saw DeAndre Swift run as hard as you saw him run today. He was forcing the pile to move forward and forcing the run game when there were times where Washington played it perfectly. Sometimes you just need a player to say, I'm tougher than you. And I think that's what you got, not only from Swifty, but from this entire team today. You got to give him credit. I think he really put the team on his back. And I think Ben Johnson had one of his best games play calling.
Yeah, I think, it was not just running hard, too, but his decisiveness, right? The decision-making, the one cut, see it and go. And I think that certainly fits Ben Johnson's scheme the best when things are going, when they're operating at the best level. And so I think Swift did that tonight better than I've seen him in a Bears uniform. So that was certainly fun to watch. Let's try Rich, who is in St. Charles. Rich, you're on with Meller and Pat, the designer. J-Mac is actually getting some R&R, some much-needed rest out in after calling the game on the sidelines.
And getting wet probably out there as well.
Yeah. But he will be back with us next week when the Bears finally are back to a noon kick. But Rich, you're on with Meller and Pat, the designer. What's going on, bud?
How you guys going?
What's going on, Rich?
Yeah, so Jonah Jackson, Tooney, Dahlman, and then obviously Bennett and Wright. Man, Swift went for 14 for 108, 7.7 yards per carry.
Yep.
2 receptions for 67 and a tutty. I mean, I know we should have probably applaud both of them for like the line and him, but where do you guys think we should focus the appreciation for the run game tonight? Because I can get used to that stuff. That was good, very good running stuff.
Listen, I think it always, and I agree with you. That's the best we've seen this Bears team run in quite a while here. I truly feel like this is credit offensive line But you got to credit Swift for getting some of those dirty yards as well.
They go hand in hand.
100%. You can't
have one without
the other. It truly is, and I think this is the part about football that is amazing. And Waddle has broken this down multiple times. There is one player that can mess everything up.
Nashawn Wright.
10 other guys.
Nashawn Wright.
It could be a Nashawn Wright.
But that's okay.
There are 10 other guys that do their job perfectly,
yes,
and one guy can mess everything up. And I think, listen, maybe that was the situation. I don't want to put this all on him, but dare I say the second you sat Braxton Jones down, your running game looked incredibly competent. It looked incredibly competent in the second half versus the Raiders as well. All of a sudden, it started to roll. I don't think you can say lean one or the other. You guys know how I feel about the running back position. I'd rather have my 5 linemen up front than whatever the running back's name is back there. But your running back has to be smart. He has to be decisive. He has to know what he's doing, and he has to hit the holes. And we saw that from Swifty today. And I don't think you can take credit away from either side from either of these guys.
Yeah. It's kind of a fool's errand to go ahead and say, it all goes on the offensive line. It all goes to the running back. They work hand in hand together. Case in point, look at what happened with Saquon Barkley, who was running into a brick wall year after year behind the Giants line. He had a great rookie season. After that, he could never get back to those heights. He finally was healthy one season, and when the Giants finally had a healthy line, he actually led them to the playoffs, and they went over the Vikings in the playoffs. And then they were having issues, and then you see him go behind the Philadelphia Eagles offensive line last season, which was one of the best offensive lines you've seen put together in some time. And what did you see? You saw a 2,000-yard season for Saquon. You saw him be the offensive player of the year, and you saw him lead the Eagles to a Super Bowl. And again, here's the thing. DeAndre Swift had some success behind a very similar offensive line in Philadelphia. But guess what? It wasn't quite to the level of what we saw last year. So as much as I like this performance from DeAndre Swift, there's still better running backs in the NFL. But this is not in any way to diminish the performance that we had from Swift tonight. What you watch from DeAndre Swift was someone who was decisive and ran hard. That's all you can ask. And if you can do that with more consistency, and the Bears' offensive line can create the holes that they created tonight, you saw a player. Hey, there's a reason why DeAndre Swift was a second-round pick.
Yeah.
He had, running backs who are drafted in the top 3 rounds, because it is one of those positions where you look across the league and you say, you know what? It's the most replaceable position in football, because you can get a lot of fast guys who can run behind good offensive lines and be productive, but the guys who are taken higher in the draft are believed to have had some type of talent. Swift has that, and we saw it, I think, on full display tonight, which is a good thing. And to your point about, Theo Bennett coming in and really solidifying that line, the offensive line is the one unit in all of football that hopefully, if you're doing it right, the sum is greater than its parts. You know what I mean? The whole is greater than the sum of its parts. And I don't know if this is going to be the case going forward, but I was very encouraged. Got into the bye. Ben Johnson tweaked some stuff, made it a point of emphasis, and then uses Theo Bennett as his starting left tackle. And barring injury, this will be the starting line, I would imagine, for the foreseeable future.
No,
because
100%.
It works as well as it does. You're not going to let it change.
No, 100%. And I think, listen, we got to give credit to the line as a total, right? Like, Jonah Jackson has struggled mightily early on in the season. I think you could say the same for Drew Dahlman. Still a little bit of a struggle snap tonight that we saw to Caleb Williams, but, Caleb, help your line out a little bit there. I think even Caleb would say they hit him in both hands. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't able to come away with elements play into that. The snap was rough, right? Those moments are going to happen. But you saw an offensive line in totality. Jeff, I don't think we've seen an offensive line that looked that comfortable all night in years. I mean, how far back do you really want to go where it felt like, hey, that line looks completely comfortable with what the defense is bringing, with how they're handling pressures? I mean, we started the season talking about how the line was still struggling with stunts and different things like that. But it truly is, hey, if you have, you're only as strong as your weakest link.
Yeah, and one thing I want to mention, because before we hit a break, and we will continue to take your calls, 312-332-3776. As always, that's the number to jump on in. But we were talking about this, or, I remember bringing it up at least, I don't know if it was the Raiders game or the game prior to that, but the offensive line in particular, the Bears invested a lot of resources in fixing the line up front. And the first 2 games, they did not do an adequate job. The last couple of games now, we've seen what they invested that money in, and it's good to feel like it was money that was well spent at this point, because that was going to be a huge issue, is if they had invested the money and we could not see an offensive line that could gel, it was going to be truly problematic. But the fact that you can get a performance like they did tonight against the Commanders, they can, lean into the run game, which ultimately is going to open up a lot more of Ben Johnson's offensive playbook. If they can run effectively, oh boy, get ready, because the play action and with all the offensive weaponry that they have at their disposal, it's going to be there's going to be a lot better days ahead if they can continue to run the ball anywhere close to as effectively as they did tonight, Pat.
No, 100%. Listen, if you can create the run, I think you saw how comfortable Caleb got once the run game really started going. I thought for the most part, right, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was a perfect game, but you could tell that there was a comfort level between the run and pass. Again, I thought this was one of Ben Johnson's best called games. Caleb had options out there. There were some throws that if he makes a better throw, you're in a whole different world. Like, the play probably continues. Yeah. There's some plays, like we mentioned earlier, where there's some phantom penalty calls, yes. And it was a heck of a throw from Caleb Williams, but it truly felt like I thought the Bears lost a little bit of momentum there after the touchdown call got called back. But it felt like it was a team that could continue to find their comfort zone. And we haven't talked about that very often. And I think the best part about this, Jeff, is that their comfort zone was go out there and punch somebody in the mouth. Their comfort zone was, hey, we got to play harder than a good Commanders team. This is a statement win.
Yes, line up, smash mouth football. We're going to go down the field. We're going to run it down your throat, and then we're going to line up for a 33-yard field goal with our backup kicker who's going to beat you despite the fact that you got one and you blocked one earlier in the game. That's okay. This team was resilient tonight, and that's my biggest takeaway from Ben Johnson, is that coming out of the bye, they jumped out to a 13-0 lead, but after having a field goal blocked, they did not let falling behind be the death knell. They came back. They win a game on the road in a house of horrors last year, as Yurko mentioned earlier.
What was that word you said?
Yes, the old house of horrors.
Horrors.
They come back. They redeemed themselves with a win on national television to beat the Commanders 25-24 tonight. He's Pat the Designer. I'm Jeff Meller. We're hanging out with you, the post-game show right here on ESPN 1000.
ESPN Chicago.
On average, over 3,700 people are killed in trucking accidents in America each year. In comparison, Reuters recently published that in 2017, not one person was killed in a commercial airplane crash in the entire world. Why are there so many people killed in truck accidents? 2 reasons. First, according to the American Trucking Association, there has been a shortage of drivers for the past 15 years. It's estimated that 1 million more are needed to meet today's demands. As a result of this shortage, many companies are hiring unqualified drivers. Second, even qualified drivers can suffer from fatigue. They are under intense pressure to meet challenging deadlines. And although there are industry regulations which limit hours behind the wheel, they are often overlooked. Drivers are pressured into driving long hours on little to no sleep. After all, if the wheels aren't spinning, the trucking company isn't making money. So imagine if the trucking and airline statistics were switched and 10 people died every day as a result of plane crashes. You wouldn't step foot on an airplane, would you? If you need a law firm that's handled trucking cases for over 55 years, call the Verdoliak Law Group.
October means fall allergies are in full swing. Congestion, itchy eyes, sinus pressure. Don't let it slow you down. Sinus and Snoring MD specializes in sinus, allergy, and snoring care, all done in-office by experienced providers who treat you like family. With locations throughout Chicagoland and into Wisconsin, relief is closer than you think. Call 847-545-0147 or visit sinusandsnoringmd.com to schedule. Trust me, you want to take care of this now. That's sinusandsnoringmd.com. Let's go!
Chicago Wolves hockey is back.
The 5-time league champs return to the Allstate.
The Wolves open their season this Saturday and Sunday at Allstate Arena against the Rockville Ice.
They're going to get some bad blood.
This is Wolves hockey.
It's Rock'em Sock'em as they go toe-to-toe.
Get your tickets for Chicago Wolves home opening weekend this Saturday and Sunday at Allstate Arena. Chicago Wolves hockey.
You've got to see this live.
Hey guys, it's Mitch Lyons with Mitch Lyons Wealth. You hear Yurko, the good kid, talk about me all the time. And yes, I did play in the NFL. But to be honest, these days, I'm more into spreadsheets than playbooks, and I'm solely focused on making sure my clients win retirement. Look, retirement's not about gambling on stocks or chasing crypto tips from your brother-in-law. It's about smart planning, steady income, and ultimately enjoying every day like it's Saturday. So if you want less guessing and more confidence, visit MitchLyonsWealth.com.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Welcome back to Bears Postgame. Here are your hosts, Jason McKee, Jeff Meller, and Pat the Designer on the home of the Chicago Bears.
Here comes the ball.
ESPN Chicago.
Football at the 45-yard line, Bears territory. Snap back. Sugar rush and a throw to the left is caught by Swift. Sidelines. And he gets away from a tackle away at the 30. Angles middle 15. 10. Goodbye. DeAndre Swift. The touchdown. Catch and run. 55 big ones.
55 big ones to the house for DeAndre Swift, as he was the star of the night, along with, I'd say, Jake Moody, who comes back to kick 4 field goals for the Bears after having 1 blocked earlier in the game, which could have been critical. But I really like the fact that the Bears also did not settle for a long-distance field goal with Jake Moody. They did everything they could to make it extremely makeable, especially in those rainy conditions up in Landover, Maryland, where the Bears pick up a 3rd victory on the season under Ben Johnson. They win 25-24. I'm Jeff Meller, along with Pat the Designer, as we break down another Bears victory. They've now won 3 in a row after coming out of the bye and beating the Commanders.
Yeah, listen, Troy Aikman, how'd you like that one? That's all I got to say about that. Listen, was I alone in this tonight? If you got a chance to watch the game on TV, Troy Aikman hated Caleb Williams tonight, right?
I don't agree with that.
Jeff.
I think Troy
critical
Aikman
is different.
No.
I'm here for critical. And I'm not saying I like the booth. I like that we got Troy and Joe on Monday Night Football. I'm not one that hates the booth.
Mm-hmm.
But it got weird. Caleb Williams threw a deep pass. He's like, you got to throw that one short. Caleb Williams threw a short pass. I want to see him throw that one deep. Caleb Williams gets a first down. You missed that route right there. Like, it got weird at a certain point.
I think over the last decade, Troy Aikman saw Tony Romo get a stupid amount of money, and his sensibilities were. He was absolutely taken aback when he saw the people lose their minds over Tony Romo, and he was like, "What is happening here?" And from that day forward, he stopped pulling punches. And I think he is the most critical analyst. And for my purposes, I think he's the best analyst doing it these days, despite the fact that Fox wants to tell me that Tom Brady knows more football than your neighbor.
Tom is terrible. Tom is terrible. Tom can't say anything.
That is insanity. That is absolute insanity, what's going on Fox, and the fact that they need commercials to pretend like Tom Brady knows more football than he's actually telling us on the broadcast. If he knows football, just tell us. Anyway, I digress. I didn't really have a problem with too much of what was going on. I think if you're a little bit perturbed about the way that Troy Aikman is being critical of Caleb Williams, let's turn the the fingers inward on your favorite quarterback, or maybe not your favorite quarterback, but Caleb Williams. I think he left some stuff out there that still needs to be cleaned up. And I just think that's Troy Aikman saying, you know what, I am not going to baby the guys out there. They're getting paid handsome amounts of money. They have the hopes and dreams of their fan bases on their shoulders. And so this is what's going to come with it, is a critical eye. And I appreciate that and I did not take anything overly personal, or I did not feel like he was hating on Caleb, but maybe others disagree. Maybe they did feel like their favorite quarterback was being attacked by
it felt like it got weird. That's all I'm saying.
A three-time Super Bowl champ.
I will say this too, and listen, the critical is there. You can't say that Caleb Williams had a perfect game. I thought that there was a ton of offense left out there, and some of the plays that we saw, Jeff, is the difference between. I think that 4th and 1 play is a big one, right? Now, if I'm Ben Johnson and my running backs at that point, I believe DeAndre Swift was running at 8.6 yards a carry at that point. I believe that Kyle Monungai was running at 5.7 yards a carry at that point. Mm-hmm. I'd probably say they can't stop the run. Let's turn around and hand this football off to one of these guys. You saw the massive hole that was opened up when Roschon Johnson ended up basically running through it. I would have rather seen that. But Caleb Williams off target on that throw. I thought he was a little bit late on that throw.
Yes.
And it almost ended up being an interception. Those are the throws that are going to be the difference between back-to-back 25 to 24 wins.
Yes.
And wow, we're sitting back in the fourth quarter with our feet kicked up, enjoying a comfortable win.
A comfortable 33 to 36 20 game.
He's still got to get to that point.
Yes.
And I think that's the next part of the development here. But what I love about it is you have a resilient team that's playing 4 quarters of football for the last 3 weeks in a row here. I mean, it was, maybe 3 quarters versus the Dallas Cowboys. But you had a comfortable quarterback back there, and now it's just about, okay, make your life way easier in the fourth quarter. Take some of these gimmies that Ben Johnson's giving you.
Let's take a quick 2-minute timeout. We'll be back in 2. Mark in Phoenix is hanging on. He wants to talk about a trade he'd like to see the Bears make. We'll let you hear what he thinks about that. Meller and Pat the Designer hanging out with you after a 25-25 Bears win over the Commanders right here on ESPN 1000.
ESPN Chicago.
Your old furnace is costing you money. Call your trusted local expert, 4 Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric for a free in-home estimate. Furnaces from $39 a month. So call today.
For all the right reasons, call 866-4Seasons.
Life isn't always a highlight reel. One moment everything's going your way, the next an accident changes everything. Medical bills start piling up, paychecks stop coming in, and the insurance companies try to give you the runaround. This is where Postman Law comes in. With over $3 billion recovered for personal injury victims, they deliver speed, ease, and results when you need the most. Car accident, workplace injury, slip and fall. No matter how you got hurt, Postman Law fights for you, so you can focus on getting better while they handle the rest. No upfront fees, no hassle, just real results. Getting the compensation you deserve shouldn't be a battle. That's why Postman Law makes the process simple, guiding you every step of the way and standing up to the insurance companies so you don't have to. Don't let an injury keep you on the bench. Call 844-POSTMAN now. That's 844-POSTMAN. Postman delivers. Let them deliver for you.
Here comes more pregame is coming up on the home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago, WMVP, WTBC HD2, Chicago.
Bears get revenge after the fail Mary at the hands of the Commanders last year, which put the Bears on a spiral that sent them on a 10-game losing streak. Perhaps they are in the midst of a 10-game winning streak. Dare I say it? They've won 3 in a row after they do beat the Commanders 25-24. And the schedule certainly is going to open up some opportunities for the Bears here as they come back home next Sunday, a noon kickoff where they will host the New Orleans Saints, who certainly have had some issues this season, both offensively and defensively. They did get a win against the Giants a couple weeks back, but the Patriots went right back to New Orleans and put them on the lam yet again. So the Saints are 1-5, and the Bears will have an opportunity on a short week to take advantage of an opponent that they definitely should beat. And then they will have the Ravens in Baltimore, expecting the Ravens to have Lamar Jackson back in that, although obviously that's a little bit of ways away. But the Ravens are on the bye, but they've been decimated by injuries. So even though Lamar, I anticipate being back for that game, that's a defense that Ben Johnson, the Bears, should still have an opportunity against. And then you're taking on the Bengals in Cincinnati, and then the Giants come back. So the next 4 games are all very winnable games for the Bears. Now, 4-0, that might be getting a little bit greedy, but it's not out of the question if you take advantage one game at a time and do your work. The Bears very much could have an opportunity here to go on a little run, Pat.
No, 100%. I said that this game, before the break, I've talked about it all week on the Chicago Bears podcast, on the ESPN 1000 app and YouTube, Monday through Friday. I think that this was a statement game for you, Jeff. I think that this is the game that you can have and use very similarly to the way that the Washington Commanders used the game versus you last season. Now, do I think the Commanders are going to go on a 10-game losing streak and the Bears go on this dominant win streak? I don't know if I'm there just yet, but the opportunity is there for you to do that. You just listed the teams that the Bears have ahead of them. I think that there's a lot of very winnable games on that schedule. I think on top of that, you've got a Bears team that right now is completely confident and completely comfortable with the head coach that they have. Last season, when you lost that game, what a good head coach. You probably bounced back. Hey, okay, we lost. It's tough.
Yeah.
You hate to lose that way. But you know what? We got the Patriots next week, who literally are a dying team. We should be okay.
Was it the Patriots
No,
or
it was
the
the
Cardinals?
Cardinals.
Cardinals, then the Patriots. Yes, but it went so sideways.
The dying team point still stands.
Absolutely.
Either way, right?
Yeah.
And you watched a Bears team that looked completely dead. This is a team right now that has a ton of belief in his coach. You see how the post-game locker room speeches are going.
Yes,
and you see,
which I think we're going to play here shortly.
You see how they've responded from having one of those losses this season versus the Minnesota Vikings. I think that this is a team right now that is completely confident in what Ben Johnson's doing, confident that Caleb Williams can put you in a position to win, and confident that, hey, if we stick with this thing through 4 quarters, we've got enough to get the job done.
That's Pat the Designer. I'm Jeff Meller. We're hanging out with you on the post-game show after a Bears victory. Speaking of the Arizona area, let's go on out to Phoenix, our buddy Mark, who's on the line. Mark, how you doing, man?
Hey, guys. How we doing?
What's going on, Mark?
Doing
how you feeling,
fantastic. 3 wins in a row. Feeling
bear
good.
down, baby. Bear down.
Yeah, it's great, right?
Yeah.
Living the dream here. Hey, I want to know, do we trade for Jeffrey Simmons now? I mean, we're making a run, right?
Wow.
You got
that's a big move, right? Give up a second rounder, maybe somebody else, and
now.
Well, you got to make money work for
but
Jeffrey Simmons. You can't. You're moving a player.
I don't like.
If you're trading for Jeffrey
I
Simmons.
love the creativity there, Mark.
They're a dumpster fire there.
They
They
are.
got to give them something.
But at the same time, like that's a situation where I don't know if the Titans are going to move off of Simmons. It's almost like they're in such bad straits here that no matter, like, they're going to want to hire a new head coach in the offseason and let him kind of assess what they want to do. That one of the few,
no doubt.
one of the few bright
first
pieces
rounder?
they have.
Is it worth a first rounder?
See, that's the thing is, like, I think even to kind of like get their attention, you'd have to offer a first rounder. And I don't know, Simmons, he's a monster. At the same time, dare I say, like, I think they have enough interior help. It's more about an edge rusher. Am I wrong there? I don't know how you.
No doubt. They definitely need some pass rushers. I mean,
no, they need a pass rusher,
their
but
acquisitions haven't been great. But
I feel like they need another
interior. That's where it's at.
Yeah, listen. Whenever you can get a push up the middle, there's certainly not a bad thing. It's I don't know. It's an interesting. I think honestly, it's more likely that you could tempt somebody like the Bengals and with the Trey Hendrickson situation.
But isn't he a free agent? Can't you go after him as a free agent?
He can still be franchise tagged. It's one of those things where
created so many opportunities for them to basically do this again next year.
Yeah, that's the problem with
They got to do something on the pass rush, though. That's the number one thing right now. The back end's pretty good, but the front end, there leaves a lot to be desired.
No, definitely, no doubt about it, Mark. Thanks for the call. As always, appreciate you listening.
I would say this, right? Like the interior I don't think there's a part on your defensive line that you feel great about. But can you say that it has been good enough? Can you say that it has been, with TJ Edwards back, with Kyler Gordon back today, that it was a little bit better versus the run in those important moments, right? Is this kind of what we just saw on the offensive side of it, where you need to make a couple of small tweaks, and that's going to be what you get to unlock the offensive line? Listen, at this point, Montez Sweat probably isn't living up to the value that you hoped that he was going to live up to on the contract that he's on. But in a game like today, constantly had pressure in the face of Jaden Daniels, struggled to get him down a couple of times where it felt like he had a shot at it. But I thought the tip pass was massive on third down.
Definitely.
I thought that him being able to get into the backfield and force Jaden into some of those other guys that were able to finally sack him, those are moments that you have to take into account. Like, I'm not saying that the defensive line is perfect, but is it worth you going out there and trading away draft capital to go get a piece when your defense is clicking the way that it's clicking right now as far as the takeaways? Now, I know you can't rely on the takeaways.
The second most takeaways in the NFL right now.
But you are finding ways to get the ball back to the offense. Sometimes you have to play defense by keeping your offense on the field.
Listen, I wouldn't hate the idea of if they can make a move for Jeffrey Simmons. I just think it's probably
I love every world where we get Jeffrey Simmons.
It's probably cost prohibitive. I don't know if the Titans are really in the mood to kind of entertain that conversation. But listen, we'll see. You know what we did see this past weekend before the games on Sunday. You saw the NFL insiders float out some of the names that are out there on the block, and none of those I don't think were overly enticing names that people be like, oh, in fact, speaking of the most replaceable position in all of football, like guys like Alvin Kamara are the highest profile names that you see floated out there, because running backs are the spot where nobody's really going to bat an eye if they trade away a good running back, and at the same time, no team out there is going to find the price so exorbitant that they wouldn't necessarily be able to meet it. Because honestly, like an aging vet, like a running back, you're not going to be able to command much more than like a third or a fourth round pick in all likelihood. And every team that's in, they're like, okay, I could probably, if that's going to be a difference making spot for me, then you're willing to make that trade. But most teams don't want to part with their first or second rounders unless they truly feel like they're on the cusp of a Super Bowl. And I think that's where we get back to. This is Ben Johnson's first year.
Yeah.
And as much as I would like more pass rush, I don't think you can jeopardize your future draft assets for a player. Simmons is different, right? He's a true
Simmons is a difference maker. He changes your defense.
Which is just like when I say his name, I don't think the Titans are going to want to trade him under any circumstance.
No, he's 4.5 sacks on the season already. Last season, his high was 5. He's probably trending towards a season where he's going to meet his career highs as far as sack totals. I would think if you're even entertaining trading Jeffrey Simmons right now, you're doing it at the end of this season after he probably reaches one of those high heights totals.
Are you saying at the end of the season when the season's over?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because then I get the most out of him. I get the opportunity to say, hey, look what the season this guy had. I need first-round draft capital back for him in the upcoming draft so that I have an opportunity to, yet again, go out there and try and find – I don't know if they're going after another quarterback or if you're trying to find something to add more on the offense there.
Their issue is they need a competent, they need
a lot.
Coach.
It
starts with competent coaching, and I don't think it would serve them well to trade their best player on their roster before they go out and hire their next coach. So, and Simmons still has a couple seasons left on his current deal. So it's just one of those things where I don't think the Titans are going to be trading him anytime soon. Yeah, he's still signed through the 26 and 27 season.
I could see the Bears on the phone, and I know DeAndre Swift just had this massive game and love seeing the game that he just had. Hopefully we can see that continue and see a little more comfort in the run game. I could see the Bears on the phone still for a running back on some late draft capital, because there's some guys out here where I think you could get them for some pretty cheap draft capital.
A sixth or seventh rounder, absolutely.
Like I would even say, is Breece Hall down to a fifth? Not having a phenomenal season here. Not a touchdown on the year yet.
Well, yeah, that's a product of that awful
100%.
Hey, Brees
but
Hall,
I can only pay you for what you're doing right now.
Brees Hall, he's been effective considering what they're doing with the line and with Justin Fields, who we all know that we've seen that time and time again.
Yeah.
Brees Hall is probably, and he's younger than Kamara and probably somebody who still has quite a few good years left. So I would think if the Jets end up moving him, I would think there'd be a team out there that'd be more that would need a running back more than the Bears do. I was thinking just like a backup, like someone who could come in.
You're saying just a name that takes some of the carries away.
A name, but yeah, it's somebody who maybe you trust a little bit more. But we'll see because
I would say in that world, keep rolling with what you got.
Yeah, like when
keep rolling with Kyle Monangai.
Need to see a little. Listen, he needs to be given a few more shots, right?
Yeah. I mean, 5 carries today, 19 yards, 3.8 yards per carry, but some tough runs.
Yeah.
Especially in the first half of this game.
I love this caller. Jeff is in Dallas.
Jeff!
What's going on, Jeff?
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff.
What an incredible game. I'm really happy that the Bears and Ben Johnson both exonerated the Washington.
Little Phil Mary savior there.
Exactly, and Ben Johnson also lost the divisional playoffs last year as well.
Yeah.
So a couple of things I wanted to talk about. I just don't want to blame things on the ref, and I get it, but today was just incredibly questionable the way they call things with the flag. Every time they threw, my heart literally stopped, and I think a lot of people were as well, because they knew that the Bears were going to get screwed there. Thankfully, they managed to overcome, and that says a lot about this year's team versus last year's team. My question, number one, is do you think Jake Moody has replaced Cairo Santos as a kicker after tonight? And also, somebody was talking about Jeffrey Simmons being traded and all that. The other thing that I probably would look at, since you guys were talking about maybe trading for running back, since, if it's going to be the Tennessee Titans with all the fire sale that they're probably going to have, Tony Pollard would be, I think, a pretty good addition. In my opinion, I think he would fit pretty well with the way that they run the ball. I'll hang up and listen. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, you know what? Not a bad name.
Not a bad name at all.
I'll tell you what, too, Tony Pollard, who I'd have to look at his contract because, remember, I do know that the Titans signed him as a free agent. So it might be, I'll have to look at it specifically, how much he's making. But he has had, he's looked like he's had more juice. Remember, he suffered that tough injury on the Cowboys late in their season, that one season. And then he came back and never really looked as explosive as he did. I think he's finally gotten back to looking closer to the type of player that he was initially in his career with the Cowboys.
Currently on a $5.9 million deal, $6.7 million next year.
That's pretty hefty for a running back.
Especially with you already having Swift.
Yeah, and you're already paying Swift. So I don't. It's an interesting name. I don't hate it, but at the same time, I don't think the Bears are going to allocate that type of money towards a guy who, honestly, if Pollard came here, you'd have a 1-1A type of situation. Because Pollard's not going to just enter into the starting lineup because DeAndre Swift, what we saw today, he's still the lead back.
Yeah.
So Brees Hall is a little different. Brees Hall still on a rookie deal, I believe. So if the Jets end up trading,
and I feel like Pollard and Swift, like you said, 1-1A, like you would run them in tandem because they're kind of in the same realm.
Yeah.
Brees Hall's clearly the better running back.
Yes. Brees Hall is better than he's a harder runner. He can go through, tackle to tackle, tough runner.
Yeah.
So he would, and that would be more of a. Now Brees Hall is a good pass catcher, and so he can do a lot of the same things that DeAndre Swift could. But that'd be almost a little more of a thunder and lightning type of. Brees Hall he's just a better runner.
Yeah.
Like if they can make that happen, I'd be very interested. And if Ben Johnson wanted to go that route, I'd be very interested because again. Ben Johnson, what we saw tonight, I'm very optimistic and excited
Show it to me next week.
Again because I think there's so many more possibilities. The Bears are winning football games, and the best thing is that we're not seeing the best of his offense. There's still plenty of room to grow here, and so with a young quarterback operating well, not turning the ball over, most importantly, For all the things that Troy Aikman may have been critical of with Caleb Williams, he could not be critical of, Caleb Williams, fine. The occasional fumble. All right, whatever. That's not something I'm going to harp on. You know what I mean? Like the picks, he's not throwing picks, and he continues to do that. And so that's going to help keep the Bears in football games and allow them these opportunities to squeak out these close wins if they can come through at the right time.
Take that, Troy Aikman. To the kicker point, just the kind of...
Oh, yeah. Bring us full circle.
I can't say he's taken Cairo's job when the kicks that he was making today are Cairo kicks.
Probably, yes.
The kicks that he was making today, I trust Cairo to make. Here's the conversation that the reason Jake Moody is no longer on the 49ers. Now, again, big win today. Love it. Clutch. Those moments when I don't care what it is, in the rain, 10 yards back, I want to see the average Joe go out there and make that kick. That's a tough kick to make, especially to win the game. They're going to be going a little bit extra hard on that. But the 50-plus kicks I thought you saw when the kick got a little bit longer, kind of the result of that. It's a lower kick that can be blocked. He was 4 for 9 in San Francisco last year on kicks of 50 or more. The reason they cut him this season was because he missed, I believe, a game-winning kick of, I want to say 48?
Yeah.
So you've kind of got a similar situation to what you were dealing with last season. You've kind of got a similar situation to Cairo. Now, does he have more leg? Sure. He can kick it 60 probably, but can you kick it accurately? His long in his career is 57.
Mm-hmm.
You get the one, that's great, but you got to be consistent with it. I don't think he's the answer.
And listen, here's
a different answer than Cairo is.
See, you laid it out, though. He's got a bigger leg. He was drafted in the 3rd round. You don't see kickers drafted, in the 3rd round very often.
Yeah.
There was belief that he could be a difference-making kicker in this league. And honestly, his rookie year, he kind of lived up to the billing after, I think, his first or second game in the NFL. He might have missed a kick, but then he bounced
84% his rookie year.
Okay, so but what was his?
He was 7 for 7 from 20 to 29, 8 for 9 from 30 to 39. He was 4 for 6 from 40 to 49. He was 2 for 3 from 50 plus. They tried to use him in more of those 50 plus kick situations.
So
his second season, he ended up going 4 for 9 from 50 plus, 6 for 11 from 40 to 49.
The caveat I will tell you, though, in the 2024 season, he suffered a knee injury. And for a kicker, that's and he tried to. I remember he tried to kick through it, and I believe it didn't go as well as they were hoping. Into the point where it finally forced him onto the injured reserve. So listen, we're not breaking down and covering 49ers football, so I'm going to have to go back. And
are you going to do a watch video of every
I'm not going to do a watch
Jake
video,
Moody kick?
But I'll do some research and I'll do some actual reading on Jake Moody and go back to some old articles. But I do remember he ended up missing some time because of a knee injury, and I think he kind of tried to rush back as well because they were having some kicking issues in his absence, and so they were trying to get the guy who they drafted in the 3rd round back. And I just think sometimes the weight of expectations can derail a career.
Sure.
If you want to no better example of that than Baker Mayfield and what he's doing. The expectations of the first overall pick for the Browns, who, by the way, suffered a shoulder injury after having a little bit of success.
Tried to force himself back.
Played through it.
Yeah.
So football's a game of injury. And I just think for a kicker, I'm curious, I guess I will say this about Jake Moody. I'm curious, and I don't think that we'll come to a situation where if Ben Johnson asks Jake Moody to kick the ball out of the end zone, I don't think that will be a problem for Jake Moody.
No, I think he'll be able to make it.
So I think we have the possibility of a kicker controversy is what I'll say.
Well, I think, and here's the big thing. This is how Cairo got his job. Remember, it was Eddie Pinheiro.
Yep.
Eddie Pinheiro was...
who's now kicking for the Niners.
Yeah, who's now kicking for the Niners. We're full circle, baby.
Yes.
No, what was it? What was the slogan they came up with?
Eddie Money?
Eddie De Niro or something like that, or something like that. De Niro, it was
Eddie
something
Money,
like
De Niro,
that. Eddie
Pinheiro,
Money,
whatever. I don't know.
And he was making all those kicks, and he got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Cairo came in.
Yep.
Cairo took that job and never gave it back.
Yeah. And
this could be a situation where Cairo kind of gets that back. And I'm not saying it's a payback situation. I'm just saying that's how it goes. You go with the hot leg at kicker.
It's a fickle nature being an NFL kicker, that is for sure. He's Pat the Designer. I'm Jeff Meller. When we come back, we will let you hear from the Bears head coach, Ben Johnson, right here on the home of the Bears, ESPN 1000.
ESPN Chicago.
Baseball fans get paid up to 2 days sooner with Credit Union One. Simply open a CU1 free checking account, set up direct deposit, and get ready for an early payday. Plus, with 16 Chicagoland branches, access to more than 90,000 surcharge-free ATMs nationwide, and 24/7 digital and mobile banking, you can bank anytime and anywhere. It's your money. Get access to it sooner. Get started today at cu1.com/Chicago. Federally insured by NCUA.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Hey, it's Cap. My friends at Automatic are celebrating 80 years of making Chicagoland homes and businesses comfortable. To celebrate their 80th anniversary, Automatic's residential team is giving you $800 off any furnace and AC replacement now through the end of October. It's a great opportunity for Chicagoland homeowners to make sure their home is comfortable. Don't wait for your system to fail. Call the pros you can trust, the best in the business. Go to Automatic.com.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Introducing the new ESPN Fox One bundle. Unlock all of ESPN and all of Fox One with one unbeatable price. Catch the biggest games, college football, NBA, NHL, and more on ESPN. Stream your faves, Big Noon Saturday, the World Series, and NASCAR on Fox One. All for just $39.99 a month. That's 20% off. The ESPN Fox One bundle. Offer valid for eligible subscribers only. Access content from each service separately. Savings compared to purchasing both plans separately. See stream.espn.com for complete terms and conditions.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Ask Lakeview Insurance Agency in Chicago if auto owners make sense for you.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
911, what's your emergency?
A tornado. It's coming right at us.
ABC Thursdays, the 911 universe expands to Nashville.
How far out is that tornado? 2 miles!
From executive producer Ryan Murphy.
Get everyone you can and send them out here now!
Chris O'Donnell, Jessica Capshaw, Kimberly Williams-Paisley, Leanne Rhymes.
We are on the move! Held us safe, kid.
911 Nashville. All new Thursdays, 9/8 Central on ABC and stream next day on Hulu.
Welcome back to Bears Postgame. Here are your hosts, Jason McKee, Jeff Miller, and Pat the Designer on the home of the Chicago Bears, ESPN Chicago.
The Bears beat the Commanders, get a little bit of revenge after last season's debacle in Washington. It was nice to see the Bears respond, and as a previous caller mentioned, reminded us, Ben Johnson as well got a little bit of revenge after the Commanders unceremoniously dispatched the Lions from the playoffs when Ben Johnson was the OC up there. So the Bears get a win. They're now 3-2, still in last in the NFC North, but the NFC North is the only division in all of football that does not have a team with a losing record in it, as the Packers are atop at 3-1-1. The Lions currently in second at 4-2. The Vikings, they have the tiebreaker over the Bears. Yeah. That one eats at me a little bit there, Pat. The Vikings are 3-2 because the Bears allowed them on opening night to snatch a victory from the Bears at home at Soldier Field, and the Bears are 3-2. But again, no losing teams in the NFC North.
The tie eats at me more than the Vikings loss. We should be 4-1 right now, right? 100%. We all agree.
What, the Packers tie with the Cowboys?
The Packers tie eats at me. Here's why. What are we doing? It's 2025. We're trying to get rid of a rule that only one team can run well in the tush push.
Yeah, sure.
Let's get rid of ties in the NFL. We do not need them. They are useless. And literally, how does that count as a positive more than a negative for a team? Like, I get it, right? Being ahead of the Vikings and the Bears, sure. Right? 3-1-1, you tied, you're fine. Why are you ahead of the team that is 4-2? Like, let's just adopt some college rules here. Last overtime, either we play until somebody dies, or we just keep going one play at the goal line after another until somebody blows it.
Yeah, there certainly should be a sudden death element there. I'm totally okay with that idea. I don't love the notion of a tie either. And by the way, adopting the playoff rules now, where you're going to allow each team to have a possession in a 10-minute overtime quarter, you're only inviting more ties into the game in all likelihood going forward. So, yeah, that's going to be annoying. I promised Ben Johnson, but not Ben Johnson from his post-game presser. No. We're going to give you Ben Johnson from the locker room, a victorious locker room celebrating a dub. Here is your Bears head coach.
Hell yeah! Man, let me tell you something. That was a team win. Yes, sir. All three phases. Yes, sir. It took all three phases to win that game. And, man, let me just tell you this. Just imagine when we clean up these penalties. You guys understand where we're going, right? Some people might say takeaways are lucky. They are not lucky. You earn those things every single week, and we got a trend going right now. Three-piece. A three-piece. Best part of the game was this. Did it go up and down? Yeah. You never blinked. Not for a second. Not for 1 second. Nice and steady, nice and calm the entire way through. And you know what? Whatever it took, we found a way. And I got 2 game balls here. Kicker got called up last week. Where you at, buddy? Appreciate all you guys. Shout out to the O-line protecting on that one. Yes, sir. Shout out Tori. Shout out Scott. That was the best stop of the day. And I love you guys, man. Yes, sir. I just got to recognize one guy here on offense, because it's taken a minute to get this run game going. And here we go. Over 100 yards. 7.7.
Yes, sir. Said earlier, all the negativity you heard, who not with us? Let's go. Let's go. We all we got. We all.
That's 3 in a row. And the only thing I need is a little bit more. Good, better, best. Never let it rest. Good gets better. And you better get better. Bears on 3. 1, 2, 3. Bears.
3 wins in a row for your Chicago Bears.
I need a cigarette.
3 post-game press conferences or locker room speeches from Ben Johnson heard right here on the home of the Chicago Bears. They keep winning. We're going to keep playing them, Pat. That's a promise that I'm making to you and everybody out there listening. You're going to get the inside info from Ben Johnson in the locker room. We'll provide it for you right here in your home of the Chicago Bears. Taking your calls, 312-332-3776. We'll talk to Chase, Quentin, and anyone else who wants to join us tonight right here on ESPN 1000.
ESPN Chicago.
At the Verdoliak Law Group, we believe in the old adage, if we've been doing it for this long, we must be doing something right. Being one of Chicago's oldest law firms, the Verdoliak Law Group was with you during the Civil Rights Movement, the Moon Landing, and through 10 U.S. presidents. We've been fighting for the injured since before cell phones and home computers. When we started, gas was 29 cents, the average house cost just under $19,000, and the average income was under $5,000. At the Verdoliak Law Group, we've withstood the test of time by honoring our commitment to put our clients' interests first. That's why most of our clients over the last 50 years have found us through word of mouth from other satisfied clients. In the last half a century, thousands of law firms have come and gone, while the Verdoliak Law Group has cemented itself as a Chicago legal landmark, and we look forward to our next 50 years of serving you. If you want a law firm that has stood the test of time and will fight for you, call the Verdoliak Law Group.
All right, let's be honest. Game day isn't just about football. It's about the food. And for me, that means Nancy's Pizza. Your game day might include putting your favorite jersey on, the remote in hand, but also make sure Nancy's Pizza is front and center. Whether it's with the crew or you're flying solo, nothing beats that crispy crust molten blend of mozzarella cheese and those legendary toppings. Nancy's has been doing it right since 1971. Make Nancy's Pizza part of your game day routine. Order now at nancyspizza.com or go to their flagship restaurant in the West Loop.
If you're turning 65 or new to Medicare, Humana might just have the health plan you're looking for. Our Medicare Advantage plans offer coverage and care you can count on. You could get a plan with a $0 premium or an all-in-one plan that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Chicago Wolves hockey is back.
The 5-time league champs return to the Allstate.
The Wolves open their season this Saturday and Sunday at Allstate Arena against the Rockville Isles.
They're going to get some bad blood.
This is Wolves hockey.
It's Rock'em Sock'em as they go toe-to-toe.
Get your tickets for Chicago Wolves home opening weekend this Saturday and Sunday at Allstate Arena. Chicago Wolves hockey. You've got to see this live.
October 10th is World Mental Health Day. And this year, we are saying thank you, therapists. Behind every supportive moment and small win is a therapist who showed up and made a difference. BetterHelp has supported over 5 million people globally on their mental health journeys. With 12-plus years experience and the world's largest online network of qualified therapists, it's easy to match with the one that's right for you. See for yourself. Just call pound 250 and say the keyword game time. That's keyword game time.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Post-game continues now. This is the home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago. Here are your hosts, Jason McKee, Jeff Miller, and Pat the Designer.
Trying to debate whether or not Troy Aikman has been harder at any point on any quarterback on the broadcast this season. I contend that I don't think he was overly critical.
You know what? I'll give him one. I don't think he likes Trevor Lawrence very much either. And I'm pretty sure that he was going at Trevor a little bit in
last week
in that game. I don't think it was this
honestly,
bad, but it was
Trevor Lawrence had probably one of his best performances as a quarterback in the NFL. I'm telling you, I just think Troy Aikman, in comparison to every other analyst you're going to hear, he's pulling no punches. And so when Caleb was slightly inaccurate at times tonight or last night on Monday Night Football, I think, you can be like, hey, is he attacking our guy? And I don't think he is. I think Troy Aikman is, and I appreciate it. Go ahead and lay into guys out there, because if they can do their jobs better, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. Tell me, make me better as a watcher of football, and tell me what they should be doing better, and I'm perfectly fine with that. And I promise you, one of the things I feel confident about is that Ben Johnson is telling Caleb Williams the exact same things that Troy Aikman is being critical of him on Monday Night Football. I'm perfully fine with it.
No, I was going to say.
Pat, I feel much better when the Bears win.
Oh, yeah. Listen, I can sit here and beat my chest and say, take that, Troy.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I do think that everything that we heard tonight, Ben has probably said 15 times worse, and it's very difficult to be like, I love Ben Johnson for how he's got this thing turned around, and then go, I hate Troy Aikman. Like, I think Troy overall has done a good job. Just leave my boy alone. It's Chicago.
That's all right. We just keep winning games. We'll be all good. Let's try Chase on the south side. Chase, what's going on, my man?
Chase,
in the wee hours of the morning. What's up, buddy?
Hey, nothing much, man. I'm glad about the win, but I ain't gonna lie. So when the Bears had that last drive, I got a little nervous. You guys can't say you guys got a little nervous.
No, I will.
I've got the video on Twitter, Chase. You know how nervous I was.
I'll co-sign completely. I was watching the game with my son, and I was like, they need to get it as close as they possibly can.
I started getting a little PTSD from last year.
Yeah.
I started thinking, because when I looked at the time and I said, okay, they got a couple timeouts. They still got time left. And when he started calling all these runs, especially when they first got the ball, he called 2 straight runs. I'm like, okay, I'm getting a little scared, because I started getting PTSD from last year, the Green Bay game, and then they already had a blocked field goal early in the game.
Absolutely.
So that's all that kept. And I'm not trying. I just said I've seen this movie, our Bears game. So I'm just speaking as a broken Bears fan, where you just expecting something bad to happen. When he kicked that field goal, it was like my heart was just racing the whole time, and I almost had to pause the game. I was so scared. That's how nervous I was. I literally paused the game.
It was 10 yards, and we were this way. Chase is 100%. It was a 10-yard kick. It's the best kick we've seen a Bears kicker in a position to win a game on in years. And we were terrified.
Pat, I swear to you, the first thing that came to my mind was, Lord, please just don't let it happen to Green Bay. Because when Caleb took that knee, I said, oh, no, why didn't you try to get more yards? You still got more time. I said, this is like the Mark Trestman Minnesota overtime game.
No, but see, Chase, it wasn't that. No. Chase, hold on. It wasn't that, though, because it ended up being a 38-yard field goal. Now, so ultimately, I'm here with you. I will admit, I did say when the Bears burned their second timeout, I was wondering why they didn't just run a play.
Yeah.
And
me too.
Because you could have still burned the timeout and then created one more run if you wanted to. But it wasn't Trestman settling for 47, Chase. That's different. 38 is.
It's just that I got nervous only because I feel like they still had more time. And I know the weather was bad, so I guess the weather conditions played in that factor. But I just felt like, man, just run one more play, get a few more yards. Because Swift was getting good yards.
Yeah.
So I feel like just get it closer. Don't kneel on it, because I just like, man, I don't want what happened to Green Bay and the Minnesota game 10 years ago with Trestman, though. So that's all I kept thinking about. That's all that was entering my mind. It was like I got nervous, like, Lord, please don't do this.
Trestman against the Vikings, 47.
That was wild, too. That was on third down, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Trestman?
Didn't Trestman, just say we're not going to go for it? Or was that Nagy? One of them did.
Yeah, I was trying to.
Literally went. Unfortunately, we've got multiple coaches to pick
they
from
all
on this.
start to blend together.
I know
feel
Flus did it.
Was it third down?
This happened twice.
I know it did. It was Trestman, and it was Nagy for sure. And I think Eberflus did something, too. And did one of them kick on second down? I don't know. It's ridiculous. The fact that we have this, it is PTSD. We can't even sort out all the specific details of all the ridiculous coaching malfeasance that we've had in the past when it's just set up and try and win a game with a field goal. Shouldn't be that hard. Try and get it as close as you possibly can, just running up the gut if you have to. Get as many yards as possible, make it as easy as possible, and let your kicker go out and hopefully win the game. And the good thing is Moody did win the game, 38 yards. Listen, I can settle. Like, once you're inside of 40, if my kicker can't make that, then I've got real issues. So, but inside of 40, you got to make those. And, oh, by the way, he did allow him to right between the hash marks.
Yes.
It was dead center.
Yes.
If you can't make that kid, guess what? You're gonna be finding new work anyway.
And I literally said that in my video. I was like, "Listen, Jake, you make this kick, you get to stay in the NFL, buddy."
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have heard the Jake Moody presser yet, but Jake literally said the Bears put him in a twin mattress in the hotel. So he was not living the life of luxury here before this game. He wasn't back in full good graces.
Listen.
Keep him in the twin for a few more weeks.
We can do it. Listen, he's the man of the hour, apparently. He goes 4 for 5, wins the game. We can play the presser if people want to hear it. Quentin is up at O'Hare. What's going on, Quentin?
Quentin, what's going on, baby?
Hey, y'all, great win. We didn't turn the ball over anything. They did. So I'm happy about that. The next 5 games are winnable. Our record will be 12-5, division title, and make the playoffs. And you know what? Due to this Bears victory, 8 White Castle burgers I ate and a Coke Zero for Bears victory.
I'm
love
not
it.
mad
8
at
White
that.
Castles. Love it.
I love the Coke Zero, though. Like, we're saving the calories, right? Like, I love the Coke Zero from Quentin.
It was a good win, Quentin. Absolutely. The Bears are back in the division race. They certainly are. Now, I will say, the next 5 games, yes, they're certainly, honestly, until you get to the Packers, every game is theoretically.
You should be competitive in every one of these games until you get to the Packers here. The only thing that I will say is I don't know what the Giants are.
I agree.
That's the only one where it's like
they're feisty.
Cam Scatterbo, sometimes he's biting crayons and running through walls, and other times it's kind of
he's running around.
Right, he's a little confused back there.
He's busting into the blue tent when Jackson Dart is getting checked for concussion. He's racing in there. He's breaking protocol. They're a crazy duo that New York has fallen in love with, and they've given them a little bit of an identity in New York. So, yes, that game can certainly be interesting. But what I will say is the way they're using both Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterbo, I don't know how sustainable that is in the long term. You can't keep running Jackson Dart, 10, 15 times a game at his size and expecting him to last for the long haul. So that's one thing that the Giants probably better figure out quickly if they're going to be successful. But, yeah, that game looks a little bit more challenging than it maybe originally did. But, again, the Baltimore Ravens game in Baltimore in a couple weeks. Now, the Ravens will be coming out of the bye, so I expect them to probably have Lamar Jackson back.
Yeah.
But they've got a lot of injuries defensively that are going to make them, that game will be gettable for the Bears. It looks a lot more gettable than it did when the season began.
Yeah, and again, you have a team now that has the belief, hey, we can go out here and we can win these tough games. We can go out here and we can go and we can win versus not just the teams that are the Vegas Raiders that you should have been able to beat anyway, and the teams that you lost to in the Minnesota Vikings, right? We can go out here and we can beat the Dallas Cowboys with a god-awful defense who you held that offense to one of the best that they've been held down to this season. So even some confidence for the defensive side of the ball. There's not a ton of those games left on here. I think there's 3 games, of course, that are going to be your statement games, if you want to say that, the rest of the season. You've got a game. You got to get one game against the Packers. You have to find a way to do that. I think Steelers because of the Aaron Rodgers component.
Yeah, definitely.
And give me the Eagles.
Yep.
You find a way to win 2 of 3 of those games. I think you're in a very different conversation. And now this only matters if you don't do – the Bears won 3 games in a row last season, right? They were a little different, Jaguars in London and stuff like that. But then you lost 10 straight.
Yeah.
It's still 1-0. You got to keep going 1-0 every single week. But you got a head coach that is keeping you on track and that the team clearly is rallying around and trusts, and that's the difference here. I was telling you when we were in the break, the biggest difference, and sometimes I do it just for the fun of it, I'll go back and I'll listen to, like, Matt Eberflus win press conferences. And he's just like, hey, quarterbacks, love what we saw from you guys today. Are you praising multiple quarterbacks right now? Hey, RBs, hey, Razor, Crusher, love what we saw out of you. Where's the Eagle?
Yes.
I need the Eagle. I know you were on the bench today, but shout out to the Eagle today.
The Canadian Eagle.
The Canadian Eagle.
Coming through.
You know
Theo
what I mean?
Benedict.
Shout out to the Canadian Eagle today.
Solving the left tackle issue, apparently. Yeah, it was a good win, 25-24. And for me, the best thing is the Bears have found a way to win 3 straight games, and they've done so without playing their best football. I know there are better days ahead under Ben Johnson with this offense, with this quarterback, and so I'm very excited about the possibilities. You're 3-2. You've got a chance now to start to be serious about wanting to have playoff aspirations. You can be in playoff contention here. You just need to continue to win games like you've done the last 3 weeks. And again, I think there's going to be some easier wins in your back pocket if you can do it. So very excited about the possibilities. 312-332-3776. You want to jump on in, talk with us about a Bears win over the Commanders. Pat the Designer, I'm Jeff Meller. This is ESPN 1000.
ESPN Chicago.
Fall is here. So many great things you do with the kids this time of year. What a wonderful family you've created. You want things to stay just as they are. It's time to talk about taking that next step for your future, a vasectomy. Take that step with Vasectomy Clinics of Chicago, because experience really does matter. Especially with this procedure. They make it so easy with their 30-minute, no-needle, no-scalpel in-office vasectomy. Log on to vasectomychicago.com, read their testimonials, and learn more about their procedure at Vasectomy Clinics of Chicago. 5 locations to serve you. Downtown Chicago at Lake Point Tower by Navy Pier with free valet parking. Also in Naperville, Tinley Park, Arlington Heights, and Barrington. Most insurance accepted. Visit vasectomychicago.com or call toll-free 877-877-4VAS. That's 877-877-4827.
Crash, bang, suddenly you are on the DL. If that happens as a result of somebody else's negligence, we can help. I'm Jim Morisi, Chicago personal injury lawyer. Our experienced attorneys and support staff will talk with you during a free consultation, tell you your options, and ensure that you take the right steps throughout the entire process. Visit us at MorisiLongo.com. That's MoriciLongo.com. Your future is our priority.
Selling your home is not something to do by yourself. I'm Sammy Luback, Chicagoland's real estate agent. With Baird & Warner, I've helped sellers across 80-plus towns get top dollar. From pricing and staging to strategy and negotiation, I guide you every step of the way. Plus, my listings get exclusive exposure and expert marketing. No guesswork, no stress. So let's make your move a successful one. Start at www.sammy.homes. Once again, I'm Sammy Lubeck, and I am Chicagoland's real estate agent.
Hey, this is the Fat Jack, and football season is here. Are you ready to make money betting on sports? Are you ready to make a winning decision? Are you going to gamble for fun, or are you going to gamble for money? This year, make that decision that will build your bankroll all year long. Go to FatJackSports.com, and for less than $100 a week, make money betting on the games. That's FatJackSports.com. It's a personal portal. It comes to your email. It's hassle-free. It'll make you money. FatJackSports.com.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as one day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
Post-game continues now. This is the home of the Chicago Bears. ESPN Chicago. Here are your hosts, Jason McKee, Jeff Meller, and Pat the Designer.
One more note we should mention. DJ Moore stayed behind as he left, actually, the game. He left the stadium in an ambulance. He was taken to he was taken from Northwest Stadium in an ambulance post-game to a local area hospital for precautionary medical evaluation. He's going to remain there overnight per the Bears team. They'll have an update in the morning on DJ Moore, but obviously was dealing with what was, I believe, called a hip contusion.
Yeah, he was dealing with it all night. I mean, it happened first quarter, I want to say, when he kind of got – it was a hard tackle, got dropped on that third and 18, I think it was, or 19. He got 12 yards on it, got pushed out of bounds and dropped pretty hard. And you kind of saw him in and out all night where he would take a couple of plays, try and recover, and then would force himself back out. That's commitment to the team. I know people have been questioning it. They've said he doesn't want to be you don't play through stuff like that if you're not committed to what the Bears are trying to do. And I hope that DJ Moore's okay, and prayers for him, and he's able to get back healthy soon.
I will say we got to see a nice productive night from Luther Burden, the rookie, who is explosive. And I definitely listen, if DJ Moore needs to miss any time, we will certainly, I think, see more of Luther Burden and maybe even a little more of Colston Loveland as well, potentially. But I definitely would like to see more of Luther Burden III as the season progresses here, even if it becomes at the expense of Olamide Zaccheaus. He had a tough drop tonight, and I know the veteran is appreciated by the coaching staff, but at the same time, I want more of Luther Burden out on the field, Pat.
Listen, the big thing that I think has constantly been, and we even saw it a little bit in the game, not this game, but this season we've seen it in game, was does he have a full understanding of what his roles and duties are in the playbook? Can't be on the field if you don't know where you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to move. There are ways to get you on the field, but you can't be one of the main guys. Feels like he's gotten a lot more comfortable with this playbook by now. Feels like he's a lot more locked in and ready to go. Missed some time, remember, with injury during training camp and stuff like that. And so it feels like while you've got the veteran available, you're able to work some things in. We'll see. The big catch today that Luther Burden made on that, I believe that was on the touchdown drive that got called back, or was that on the touchdown drive that ended up staying? I don't remember which one it was. But, I mean, I would say it's harder to do that when you're not called upon the entire time and you have to make a big catch than it is to be one of those main guys that's always utilized, like an Olamide Zaccheaus, because you got to keep that rhythm ready the entire time.
Let's try Jay, who's in Phoenix. What's going on, Jay?
Jay, what's going on?
Oh, my God. What a great game, first of all. I watched the game at the DraftKings Sports Bar and Grill, and everybody at the bar all game long was like, oh, my God, they're waiting for the shoe to fall, the other shoe to fall, and at what point were we going to blow this game? And at the end, when the kick actually happened, I couldn't even bear to watch it. Everybody's like, oh, he's going to miss this. I have no idea what the kick looked like or anything. All I heard was people screaming around me, and that was, all I wanted to hear.
Yeah.
So it was a great game. I really enjoyed that whole game today.
It was a fun win for the Bears to come back and, again, kind of exhort those demons that they had, to exercise those demons up in Washington. It was a nice way to do it. Let's try John, who's in Mount Greenwood. What's going on, Johnny?
John, what's happening, baby?
Hey, how you doing, guys?
You tell us,
What's going on, John?
No, I just wanted to talk about the culture change that I can actively see happening with the Bears right now. The last two games, especially the Raiders game, but this game too, is two games that under the last three regimes the Bears are losing.
Yes.
They're snatching defeat out of the jaws of victory, and somehow Caleb seems more composed. They're not panicking on offense anymore when they have to drive down the field. I'm proud of what these guys are doing, but can we talk about the refereeing situation tonight?
We've hit on it a little bit, absolutely, John.
Oh, you did? Yeah.
No, but yeah, feel free.
But
yeah, it was very frustrating for sure.
It's very frustrating, and it just seems like every time I watch a Bears game, I see the rarest and the most asinine play or flags thrown on plays.
Yeah, listen.
It's getting annoying at this point.
Alex Moore is a first-year referee. This is his first year as a ref, and his crew
I'll
definitely.
cut him some slack on that.
Well, no. Listen, I'm not necessarily.
No, you're an NFL referee. You don't get slack on that.
No. Okay, all right.
Listen.
Guys, but if you're on that same page, I'll be with you.
Here's the problem. He's earned the promotion. That's fine, but this was a very bad showing for his crew tonight. And Russell Yerk, who is the ESPN NFL analyst, even pointed out on the Theo Benedict, that's the biggest call of the game, where they call an illegal formation because the way the Bears lined up, they take a touchdown off of the board. And if you're going to do that, you better be correct. And when the ESPN NFL analyst, Russell Yerk, is coming on saying, I'm sorry, that looks like he's lined up perfectly legal to me, that is not a good look for your league. And for that to take basically 4 points away from the Bears was not good. Let's wrap it up with Kid on the south side. What's going on, Kid?
Pat, how's it going? How's everyone?
Kid, what's going on, my boy? How you feeling, baby?
Man, I'm good. Breeze Nation in the building. You
Breeze Nation, baby. Let's go.
Hey, you know what? I have to get your opinion on this one. So we have DeAndre Swift, who's your leading rusher, your leading receiver, absolutely has some of the biggest plays of the day. Did he finally change your opinion, your harsh opinion on running backs, or is he still only worth 25 cents here?
No, he didn't change my opinion at all on running backs. I'm glad that we got Theo Benedict at left tackle. I still am of the belief that if you go out there and you have a great offensive line, more than likely you can replace it with a running back that is much cheaper than what DeAndre Swift is. With that being said, for what he is being paid, this is the kind of game that you need to see.
Run
for what he is being paid. Run like this week in and week out. It's why I got a game ball. It's why I got the opportunity to go out there and it's why he gets the opportunity to be the number one running back week in and week out, because realistically, we haven't seen this DeAndre Swift very often. If I'm not mistaken, he ran for over 100 yards today. That's his second 100-yard rushing game in a Bears uniform, I believe, if I'm not
More
mistaken.
research you're giving me here at the end of the show, Pat.
No, my apologies on that. Don't worry about that.
We'll get that straightened out for next week. But it was a fun win for the Bears, and now they come home to take on the New Orleans Saints, and we will obviously be here for that as well. But a noon
At a much
kick,
earlier hour.
Yes, a much earlier post-game show next Sunday when the Bears host the Saints. That is going to wrap it up for us this evening. Want to say thank you to Kendra Smith and Jack McGrath, and, of course, the executive producer of Bears football on the radio. That is Eric Ostrowski. For Pat the Designer, I'm Jeff Meller. We'll talk to you again next week right here on the home of the Bears, ESPN 1000.
Hey,